What's happening, bro?
What up, man?
What's going on, man? What's happening with you? What's
You
going
know,
on?
another Appreciation Wednesday.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know how we do. Yeah, today we got a special guest joining us in a couple moments. On
Mhm.
Instagram, he goes by the handle of Beaver Cleaver, like with this. Yeah, that just works.
And I
Um,
love, I love that name. Beaver
I do
Cleaver is
too. It's
amazing.
badass. It's a good choice. Like that one, it
Yeah,
was open, so I guess he took it, which is great.
right.
Um, so yeah, we're gonna bring him in here in a second. Oh man, Samurai already in the house. What's up? What's up, man?
What's up? Thanks for
Um,
joining tonight.
but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring in our special guest on the Pic Bar and get things going. So let's do it.
What's up, guys?
Oh, what's happening,
Hey,
brother?
what's up,
What's
man?
good with you? What you
Now,
know? What you know?
you guys are gonna hate me. It's not Beaver Cleaver.
How's it go by?
It's meant to be a play on words. So it's meant to have people think it's Beaver
Mhm.
Cleaver, but it's
Uh huh.
Bever Clever because I'm be ever
Bever
clever.
clever. Okay.
Bever. Oh snap!
Nice. Oh, that
Damn, I
works.
can't. I can't read.
It's a
Yeah,
clever name,
yeah, that
I
works.
like that.
Okay,
but it's
that
meant it's meant
works.
it's meant for
Because it
only
is
the real
Bever.
ones to know. Only the real
Mhm.
ones know.
It is Bever. It is Bever. And if you are you able to pump up your sound?
Um, I'm on
There,
my
that's
phone.
that was
Mhm.
better.
Am I close?
Yeah.
Oh, probably because I'm closer.
Yeah, because you're
Is
close.
it now good? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me
No,
now?
that works. That definitely works.
I can stay close.
Yeah, that definitely works.
Yeah. Yeah. You're good.
So before we get started, as bringing on a guest, man, just let's tell the people a little something about your page and what you're up to, and just, put we're putting you on blast.
Uh, Well, I started off. I basically do a lot of tangible toy photography.
Hmm.
I'm a big ACVA enthusiast.
Nice.
I didn't really start collecting like Marvel Legends or like the Mezcos now that I do
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
until about 2014. But my first job was KB Toys. I worked at
Oh,
I worked at Toys
Nice.
R Us for 6 7 years. Um,
Okay.
so toys have always been a big part of my life. I mean, growing up, Batman anime series from Kenner, Jurassic Park,
yes,
a lot of
Mhm.
WWE. Because if you see that my setups have a lot of accessories,
yes.
the figures didn't make it throughout the years. The accessories did.
Ah, that's dope. That's what's up. That's what's cool. Oh man. So what's your you told me about what you were doing, and I just want you to share it with people because you do an appreciation of your own, man. So like drop it on us.
So the table talk projects for all the cool
Yes.
kids. Basically, I want to say about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years.
Mhm.
I used to get hashtags from a certain gentleman, Fosco Grep. Great guy. He would send me like
Mhm.
30 a night for session tags and a bunch of others. And
Yes.
apparently, he must have had a lot of people he was doing this for.
Uh-huh.
So
Mhm.
one time, he decided to just make a group, and he threw 29 people together, and then bounced out of the group.
Wow.
And
Huh.
yeah, and luckily, one of the kings of the group, Peeps, Plastic Peeps,
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
he searches for
We
the
know peeps.
hashtags now. He's all hail King
Yes.
Peeps. And it just became, that's all it was. We talked toys from time to time, this, that, the other. And then eventually, you start making friendships, and
Mhm.
some people talk, some people don't. It's
Uh-huh.
totally understandable. Just because you don't engage, not everybody, likes to talk it out. Some people are just there for the hashtags, totally fine.
Right.
But to better get to know the group, because I was very appreciative for a lot of the people in that group. They're
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
very supportive, very positive. So I initially, the idea was to just I when I first thought of it, I was just going to do what you like an homage,
Okay.
or where I try
Mhm.
to imitate their style, and then surprise them with a pic, tag them, write a nice little something or other, and then that was that. And as like I wrote down all 30 names in the group, and I started looking through their feeds and coming up with ideas. I'm a writer first and a photographer second, and I ran with it, and I was like, I need to do a name, background, age. I could do a fun little bio. It could be serious. It could be corny. If people don't want to do it, I could do something like top secret or redacted. I could
Nice.
just I could
Yeah,
just
that's
make
awesome.
it work. But the main goal was to chatted up with these folks. Some people that I never talk to in the group or don't talk. But mainly it's like also kind of go outside my comfort zone. Trying to mimic styles, not just stick to what I know, because I do a lot of set design and cutouts and stuff like that. And I honestly thought the handful, maybe 10 people that were normally always engaging would be the only ones to respond. And before I knew it, it was like I had 25 out of 30 and all the answers to the questions. We were chatting, and I got to work, and it's a random thing, so it's supposed to be like a surprise. You never know when it's coming. But it's been very rewarding.
Nice.
That's awesome, bro.
That is really cool. No, I'm
like if they saw the photo, it would like trick them into thinking, did they take it? And then they'd read the little write up I did and this, that, there. The least I can do. I enjoy it. It has been quite. It hasn't been easy, but it is the simplest way I could show my appreciation for everybody.
Nice.
That's awesome, bro.
That's what it's about, man. And I mean that's the whole kind of model of the Pic Bar. It's like the four of us kind of put this together because we were like, let's do a page that's just appreciation. And there's pages out there that they put their hashtags up, they do features and stuff like that. But we wanted to do a feature page where there's no stipulations, no nothing. You can be nominated to be a feature. We can pick your thing to be a feature, but the most important thing is just putting people's work out there. That was what we were about, like blasting people's work out there. And honestly, if we had enough time in the day, we wouldn't just do Wednesdays. We would be blasting pics out every single day we could. But
absolutely.
We have lives, so
right. No doubt. No doubt.
You do what you do, but we've been.
That's kind of why the project I was doing. I basically when I you read the rundown that I sent you. Like I wanted to make sure there was no pressure on people, but also that there was no pressure on me because I didn't want to have a deadline. Like I made not the mistake, but like last night when yesterday's photo was insane, man. Getting it in time and just like and the promises that I made and the stuff and how it all played out, but. It's supposed to be like just easy for the people. If they want to participate, they could. If they didn't, they still got a photo. But at the same time, it's showcasing them, and it's kind of like like a collector's card, or like it has a picture, it has a bio, and I just wanted people to know that they were appreciated because. I mean, we should just be boosting people up. That's
exactly
all the time.
And we have our lives, right? So like, I didn't want to say I'm going to do yours today, this, the other, because that kind of puts me in a box. And how I shoot normally is kind of like I compare it to like jazz. So like, I have an idea, and I'll bust out the figures, and then my accessories are coming. And
nice.
But. For me to seriously do the Table Talk project, like when I was taking it seriously, and I made sure I put it in the rundown, was that I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to do it right. Every pick will be thought out like thoroughly before I even hit the table, which isn't the case normally for me. And I won't post anything that isn't 110% and up to the standards that the cool kids have set. And so. So it's been really fun, but yesterday was a whirlwind, man. And I'm glad it got done. I'm super happy with it. And I also want to just say thank you to you guys for having me on today, man.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Absolutely, man. That's again, that's what this community is about, man. That's what we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do even more so is that's why the Pic Bar isn't just the four of us. We're trying to make the Pic Bar the entire community. And that's why we're having other hosts on. We're doing things like that. So what you're doing just further enriches the community, man. So you get major props, man, for what you're doing out there, because that's what it's about. I think Unworthy, we had him on Lazy Boys, and he's doing a similar thing with his collabs. Like just putting people out there, getting people together, and bringing the community together. So what you're doing is definitely, a big thing to help the community, man. Like so, but keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Um,
It's a little staticky on my end, boys.
is it a little staticky? I
Yeah,
hear a
yeah, I
little
hear it too.
feedback, but I don't know what that is.
Huh.
What is that?
I have no idea.
What do you?
Yeah. Every
Is
time
that-
you speak, it's
Yeah, what's that?
Is it on my end?
I don't know what that noise is.
I have no idea. I don't
It
have
sounds like somebody scraping to get into the Pic Bar. They're at the back door trying to
Right. Let me in.
let me in the Pic Bar. I don't know what that is though. Huh.
Let
me
me
see.
let me
Let
back
me
out
test
and come back. Give
Hold
me just
on,
a
let me
second.
test.
Is it me? Not me, is it?
No, hold on. Let me see something. I'm gonna test it. It'll be
Shit.
easy to test it if I. Okay.
I did not plan this filming situation.
Okay, Green speak.
Hello, hello.
Okay,
Come in,
yeah.
come
So
in.
it's coming from B Cleaver.
Is it on me?
Yeah, it's coming on your end from something. I don't know what that is. Okay, it stopped. Wait,
Yeah.
what
No,
is
it's
that?
only when I'm talking.
It's like a. That's weird.
Is your mic covered up by like a case or something?
No, not at all. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it stopped.
Staticky.
It stopped now.
Yeah.
Nope.
What is that?
You want me to try leaving chat and come back, or
Yeah, let drop
Yeah,
in
try
and come
that.
back in. Cause that's weird. I don't know what that is.
Huh.
Unworthy in the house, man. What's up, man?
What up, bro?
Cox Crate joining us. What's up, brother?
Create.
AB
Oh, Captain,
in the
my
place.
captain.
What's up? What's up? No chewing in the place. Yeah, it was a mic. It does sound like a mic or something. No chewing. So we'll see what it is and let him jump back in. But yeah, man. No, what he's doing is again, it's just adding to the community and showing appreciation because that's what it's about, man. And I think that's what needs to be put out there. Is okay? Let's see. You there?
yeah?
Okay, it's gone.
I think we got something.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're good. That sounds good to me.
and you sound even clearer. Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
now I'm holding it. I really I may be almost 37 next week, but fucking I'm not too tech savvy. I don't watch podcasts. I feel bad because I don't follow you guys. I mean, like, I really like what you guys are doing is really on par with what I do.
Yes.
Because I always say we do nothing alone, right? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
we're no good as by ourselves, and everything we do should be to like promote and help the community. And sometimes that can backfire because I find that sometimes I want to help too much, and sometimes it can come off kind of crass or blunt. But
no,
at the same time, like it should be all positivity. There should not be anything negative, and we should, you know what I mean, like. And whatever you want to do and however you want, that's what really the cool kids taught me that whole table, because I mean there was a point that I would only follow certain artists, and I still do. I follow every single cool kid, but I mean I keep my follower count low. I know everybody I follow, like I feel like I know them. It's like people that inspire me. But it's just not like this follow for follow thing. Although if you, in my mind, if that's one way to promote the community, it kind of is detrimental, because if you follow 1,000 people, 1,000 people follow you, how do you get any content or make sure you're liking people? You know what I mean? Or finding new artists and seeing their stuff. It's a rough game. It's a rough game what we do. It has little gratification, like instant gratification. We put in a lot of hard work for a little return. The least we can do is anybody that we do come in contact with, even if we don't, maybe like their style or this, that, the other.
Mhm.
Always be respectful and always just keep moving forward, you know?
That's right.
Exactly, and especially with the state of the algorithm right now,
Right.
like it's hard for like even like people like that I closely follow. It's hard to see their
Oh,
content
oh, dude.
because
I have to go, like literally people I engage with, I'm like, why haven't I seen this guy? And I got to go look at him.
yeah,
And
Yep.
then I missed like 5 photos. And it's just
exactly. It's
like,
like I haven't seen this guy post in like a week. Is he okay? And then you go to their page and like there's a whole screen of new shots, and you're like,
Yes. It's like,
it's
I
been
mean,
like,
I told
been a
Yimbo
mess for a
today,
while.
I don't even see his stuff. And he's
yeah,
I'm like, Yimbo, I don't actually see your stuff. What the hell's going
it's
on?
just,
yeah,
it's a total mess. It's a
Yeah.
total mess.
mhm,
They're going,
yep,
but with trying to compete with TikTok, they just totally. I mean, I used to. So when I first started doing this seriously, like I've
no,
been taking
Instagram's
pictures.
not TikTok. It's its own separate thing.
Yeah. Well, when I first started doing, I know, like I don't do TikTok.
Me either.
I'm here. I basically use Instagram like a memory bank. It's for me. I save my photos there. I watch
Uh-huh.
my reels all the time. And if I get to connect with people, like that's the goal for me. Like meeting
Yeah.
people, doing stuff like this,
Yeah.
that's the reward. Anything else, like Instagram, basically is just a place I put my stuff like a cloud, right?
Right.
But when I first started taking like trying to step my game up in toy photography,
Mhm.
I turned my account into a professional account. I followed analytics. I did what Instagram said to do, and I saw progress. And then when TikTok blew up the way it did, they've been chasing their tail ever since, and they've just messed
Yep.
it up. They do nothing for their
Mhm.
creators here or on Instagram, and it's one of those things that I see a lot of people leaving and saying they're going to TikTok. Like, how are you going to TikTok? I do a still photo. Like, what am I supposed to do over there? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
you know, I it's it if the person who comes up with a toy photo app gonna make a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely. I'll
All
be
the
the
way.
first in line.
Yeah. Whippa is toy addict, laid up, still feeling ill, wanted to
Rappa.
love. Hey man, get better, toy addict. Don't be out here getting
Yeah,
sick,
dude.
man. That's not good. So get better. So yeah, man, this is great. It's always good to meet more people in the community that are doing these appreciation things because,
Mhm.
like you said, it's a community. That's the whole
Yep.
point. It's a community, and so we should always be like trying to encourage each other, do stuff for each other, help each other out, and that's what it's about. That's how I feel like that's when you're having the most fun is when
Mhm.
you're engaging with
Yep.
each other and doing these types of things. It makes it fun to me. It'd
Mhm.
be boring if it wasn't like this type of engagement and people doing things like that. At least my opinion, it would be.
I
So,
think that I think that one of the things about engagement that gets lost for people is that it's
uh-huh.
work too. It takes work to share stories. Like I
Yes,
said,
Mhm.
when I was doing the thing, I was sharing 10 stories a day. I was
yeah,
commenting on everybody's post, going out, finding artists, this, that, the other, and it's
Mhm.
work. And
yeah,
then the thing that happens is that you put in that work and it doesn't get reciprocated, and then maybe you become apathetic.
mm-hmm.
It,
Mhm.
it's one of those things that, like I always say, that it's very easy to wake up and be angry and mean. That's not a problem. I
Right,
can do that. If you want to go there, I can do that. Not a problem. It's very
right,
hard to continue to be kind, stay positive, and when it's not given back,
Mhm.
continue to do it and continue to do it. And I believe over time, if anything, it will come back. But if that didn't, at least you're programming yourself to be a kinder person and
right.
just do stuff, to because we're all in the same boat, man. You never know what
Yep,
someone's going
Right.
through. Toy photo
Mhm.
looks good, man, but you don't know, was it an hour shot? Was it 8 hours? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
Yep.
it's very rough. Like we should just be appreciative of
Mhm.
of what we have, and when we can and that's the main thing, when you can have a nice thing to do for somebody and a
hmm
kind word to say, yeah, it does make it all
Mhm.
worthwhile.
it does, it does,
Yeah.
man. And that's
And
it,
that's all.
man. Go ahead, Green. Sorry.
No, no. I was gonna say, and that's why also like when we do these kinds of things, when we bring new people on, it's because you actually get to connect a face to the shot. And it just helps you get to know people on such a deeper and more personal level and say, hey, we see you. Like, we see you behind that shot. We see the work that you put in. Like, congrats. Like, it was a phenomenal shot. And just to let people know that they're appreciated, that somebody notices them. That's the thing for me.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it. And at the same time, like, I'm like very appreciative for like all the people that I have met and all the people that I know. And like, I may not have tens of thousands of followers, but I've made some friends that'll last a lifetime. And I got some, in my opinion, I personally know some of the best toy artists in the game. And if I need help or, and I'll explain it in some of my nominations, but it took a lot of help from other people to get where I am. And I've wanted to do toy photos since I was a kid. I literally used to keep my WWF accessories, store them away, and then beat the shit out of the toys because I knew one day that I would, like, let's see here. I knew one day I might need some.
Let's see what you got.
Where is it?
Oh, nice.
I mean, this is a part of the story that you'll hear. Just some soft. This is my hard goods, right?
Nice.
My soft.
Oh yeah.
My soft goods is a mess. Oh, actually, you know what? I can show you guys one thing. This place is a mess because here's just where we at. Here's my Extreme Sets cabin. That was normally my murder cabin. But there's a lot of accessories in here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's the kitchen.
Yes.
But it's one of those things that I don't know if you guys ever heard of something called Twisted Toy Fair Theater.
No.
It sounds familiar.
So Toy Fair magazine that used to have like the toy pricing guide. They had early Robot Chicken pretty much. They made their own comics and they had like Migos and mixing and doing crazy stuff. And I always wanted to do that. And that comes across in my humor style and certain things that I do because it's just bonkers and off the wall. And then some things on par reality, so my wrestling shots, this, that, the other. A lot of the times it's heavily influenced by comedy and movies, but this is just this is something that even if nobody ever saw a single photo, if nobody ever engaged with me, I still would be doing. I really do this for me. It's very nice. It's very nice to meet people, but and like I said, a lot of people have gotten me here with teaching me how I wanted my style, and I'm still learning. Thank God for this project because it's made me a better photographer. Because some of the shots, the outdoor shots, some using animals, stuff like that, I would never do. Right. And it's just been I've been able to fulfill my dreams because of other people, so I have to give that back. But at the same time, if like nobody commented, nobody liked, nobody shared, I still be pumping out pictures because I thoroughly enjoy set design. I thoroughly enjoy coming up with stories and just having fun. I have so many times where I go to set up a shot and I'm playing with the toys and setting up, and it just sits in my room for a couple of weeks as a display art and it never gets a photo. Like that cabin actually has a video on Instagram because it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
okay.
It's beat to shit now, but it's a long story, but basically I ran into a picture of 4 Ninja Turtles in horror, right? So there was like Mikey was Michael Myers, Raph was Jason Voorhees, Donnie was Freddy, and Leo was Texas Chainsaw. And I was like, I could do this like with my NECA Turtles because I have the first run, and B all my soft goods. And so like coming up shortly will be Mikey.
Oh, that's sick.
And then the Raph I did is one of the Table Talk, and he's in the Jason Voorhees Mezco attire, and the Leo is also he's from like a Migo Leatherface that I butchered just to put it in.
Oh,
It's just a lot of fun. I get caught up in stories and I have
that's
fun
dope.
and I don't
Yeah.
care if I don't take a photo and nobody sees it. Sometimes I just don't care.
No, that's dope, man. That's exactly
yeah.
how it should be. And that's actually a perfect segue because Samurai has a question for all of us, like I think. It says, what's the average time it takes for you guys to finish a shot from start to finish? It usually takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours. How long does it take you?
Totally. I mean, I've tried to think about what my style is, and it's very hard because sometimes I'm doing 5 panels, sometimes it's 1. For the most part, I mean, I can shoot if I wanted to, I could shoot a shot in 20 minutes. But when I sit down to do it, the average is probably about an hour and a half.
Nice.
Because after a while, it becomes muscle memory, knowing where your lights are, what you need, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The thing that happened yesterday is that I had just recently, I'm like super ADHD and super organized, and I had just rearranged the day before to tidy up and like combine and make more space all my accessories. I have a lot of accessories, and yesterday when I was under a deadline trying to get that photo in, I couldn't find anything, and my room turned into a tornado. It was insane. It was insane. But yeah, about an hour and a half. But I'll tell you, there's some shots that I thought would be an hour and took 8 hours. There's some shots I leave on the table and don't come back to. And there's some shots, for the most part, if I realize, I will post shots I don't like. What I'll do is if I have done everything I can for a photo, either over a couple days or that day, sometimes you just have to post it and move on. But I'll post it because it'll remind me what not to do next time. I might cringe when I look at it, but I'll never make that mistake again. I promise myself that.
Okay.
But learning, once you learn the basics and stuff like that, hour and a half.
Right. How about you, Green? How long does it generally take you to set up?
Do about 45 minutes to an hour, probably. It just depends on like if I have the shot in my head of exactly how I want it to look, like how I want the lighting. Usually I can set it up pretty fast, but normally what happens is I'll get it set up and think, this is how this was in my mind. It's going to look perfect. And then you start experimenting. You're like, well, what if I put the lights here? Or what if I change the brightness or whatever? Or what if I move these accessories here, add this? Like you get caught up in your shot, and it's
that's the fun for me. I get caught up all the time. That's the fun for me, because I never sit down thinking, okay, this is going to be an hour and a half. I never think I got to post tonight by the hashtag session. I post on session. I post off session. I leave stuff on table for a week. Sometimes I can do stuff in a half hour. It all depends.
Yeah, I don't think to be perfectly honest, I've never paid attention how much time. Like I'll just take shots. And then for me, I try to stack. So I'm always taking more than one shot. So if I'm taking a shot, I'll try and do at least 3 different shots, maybe for 3 different toys and 3 different lines in that one session. So it's usually really for me, it's all what the setup is. Am I setting up? Because I break down a lot of my stuff. So am I putting up buildings? Am I putting up the street? Am I putting up a sewer? Or putting up
storyboard, huh?
Yeah, they're all it's all different, man. So I never really pay attention. I think I don't know. That's a great question, Samurai. I have no idea how long it takes me from start to finish. Because it
also depends on like the complexity of the shot, right? And like what you're trying to accomplish. And then what do you also have time for? I mean, of course, if you have a shot in mind, you line it up 45 minutes, you take the shot. Of course, you're going to go, change some stuff up, experiment. There's sometimes I take over 100 photos. And I'm just snapping. I'm changing f-stop. I'm changing, I'm going to floral white, back to floral. Let me get it purple. Let me get a green. Anything in camera. And then at the end of the day, like my Raphael Jason Voorhees shot, I must have shot that thing 8 different ways. And I had a total of 80 shots, but I only shot one the way that it came out. It was the only one. It was I don't know how it happened, but it was the most perfect angle, color scheme. And it's like when stuff like that works out, that's what's really rewarding. When you're just you work at it and you get something. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a job finished, in my opinion, is reward enough, and then everything else that comes on it is icing on the cake.
Yep. I think,
Exactly.
and for me too, Samurai Quiz, just to elaborate a little bit more, it depends on if I'm shooting indoor or outdoor, to be honest. When I'm shooting outside, I'm quick. And that's generally because when I may be shooting outside, depending on where I'm located at, I could be around people. People are watching me. They're looking, what are you shooting? Are you doing, those are toys. And so when I'm outdoors, I've gotten really quick, but that's also because when I used to take like, photography just of stuff outdoors, sometimes I do dangerous photography back in my day. So when I'm outside,
Risk it for the biscuit.
I'm in and out of it, man. Like when I'm inside, I don't have that pressure or that like maybe sense of danger. So I take my time. So it just depends on the setup. But when I'm outside, I shoot fast, man. It may be 2 minutes or something. I'm getting shot.
The elements are rough, man.
Yeah.
Outside elements are rough.
Yes, you just don't know what's happening, man.
It's so wild. Anything could happen, and you're just like,
right.
It really is. It's bonkers. I tend
And
to do
there's
a lot of
been
indoor.
times,
I do a lot of indoor.
well, there's been times too where I've shot, like if I shoot outdoor and I'm going to the beach and I'm shooting water shots or whatever, I have to be quick because there's been a couple times my figures have gotten washed out. It's like the wave comes in, it's like, oh shit.
Right.
So,
Oh my god. I literally was thinking about like wind knocking over my shit over and over and over.
I'm so
yeah,
I'm never
too,
shooting outdoors. Never shooting outdoors.
that too. Hey, what's up, Rabbit Stand in the house? What's up?
Hello,
man?
hello.
And Unworthy, risk it for the biscuit. That's right. That's right. I mean, if you have a shot in mind, I think it typically goes faster than if you're just freestyling. If you're freestyling, it can just last however long you want it to last.
And that's
Yeah.
my style normally tends to be like I'll have an idea and then I'll go with it. So like outdoors doesn't work for me because I'm not, like you said, you were writing stuff down. I mean that's how I treat table talk. Like I mean some shots have been a month in the planning, stuff like that. Yes. So when I finally sit down, it's it kind of alleviates the pressure for me wherever it is. But most of my stuff is off the cuff, and I know I can, and like I know what I have and I know what I can do. A lot of stuff I have set up in my detolfs already. My detolfs are like living displays, man. Like if I need a shot, I can show you my detolfs right now.
Do it. Go for it, man.
Yeah, let's go.
You're a guest. Show us.
I always love a good shot.
Exactly. Ah.
Oh, nice.
So right now, I mean, if I wanted to, I make all these bubbles. I just made a Gwen pool. Sorry, I can't see. And then let's see here. How do I? Here we go.
Is that Deadpool's head on a stormtrooper?
It looks like
brilliant.
Yeah, that was one of my first shots. I got featured on ACBA.
Nice.
He's on the ground. Darth Vader and two stormtroopers are over it, and you don't realize it's Deadpool. And Vader goes, "Any last words?" And then there's another panel in the bottom corner, and his head pops up, and he goes, "Harder, Daddy."
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
And then right here we got. I'm messing with. Here's the turtles.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Oh, sick.
Leo. That's dope.
And then we got Raphael with paint.
Yes, dude, that's awesome. I love that.
Those are great, dude.
And then something I've been working on that hasn't. He's been to hell. He's been to Manhattan this summer. Jason goes on vacation. I have like 8 different shots of him everywhere from Mordor to the DMV.
Yeah.
That I haven't released yet.
Bro, that is awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So yeah, like I was saying, just a lot of the stuff is just it's already. I got a lot of stuff ready to go. I got knobs hanging up there. You know. It's all just fun.
So you have them just themed out, and then that way, when you're ready to grab them, you just grab
Yeah,
them.
but for the
Yeah.
most,
Go,
and
go
it's
back
funny,
to the
like,
Rangers.
what? Oh, you need a Rangers?
Yeah, go back to the Rangers.
Dope.
All my
Nice.
Ninja Rangers. I have all the ninjas except for the ones that aren't out yet. They're just
Yeah,
stored.
same.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
then I got.
Hold up. Where'd you go?
Can you get
Are
there?
those the
That was
Shogun?
on my first page here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, you're talking about my Legacy line?
Yeah, the Shogun Zord.
And those are the
Dope.
Shogun. I'm having the hardest
Oh.
time. There we go.
Mhm.
That's the original Shogun.
Nice.
And then the whole
Nice.
Legacy. I have the Legacy Morphers. Here's my.
Yeah.
Here we go. This one. This is my nostalgia cube.
Okay.
Let's see if we can.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I don't know how to do this. How?
Dude, phones are a struggle, man. I feel you.
Jesus Christ! I like. You'd think I'd be able to know, but I don't know.
No, we got it. We can
Yeah.
see it.
Got the
Sick.
Ranger Morphers. This is some custom stuff I've been working on.
Oh, dope.
Oh, and then we got some MCU,
Yep.
and then the craziness that is the top of my DTOF display. But
Ah,
but a lot of, I mean, I'll mess with stuff in my DTOF and knock it over all the time just to set something new up. But the shots that come to mind, you know, I'm always firing on like 20 different cylinders. If you can't tell, so it's like I'm never without a shot. I also
that's
have
good.
like 20 that I haven't even posted if I ever needed to throw it out. But but it's all fun. It should always be fun.
Yes.
You know, you get frustrated, you can get upset. It can be stressful, but it's stress, not de-stress. It's the good stress.
That's right.
Like de-stress is getting in a car accident. Stress is cooking for your family on Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know, like
right.
so you shouldn't be down on yourself when you don't hit your mark. And no matter what, just have fun.
And then and Rabbit says, I leave my figs on my desk and will take different days to find a pose. And taking one pick to see and compare. Once I find a pose, then light may take an hour fidgeting with it. You're right. You do play around with that. And shot itself is quick, and then maybe an hour or so for editing. So yeah, everybody's styles. It just depends.
Yeah.
It really goes back to like if you're getting into it, and you know that's exactly what you just mentioned. When you're getting into the shot, when you're having fun doing it, like that's the funnest part about it, I think, because sometimes like the kid in you, at least for me, it comes out when I'm in the middle of the shot, and I'll just be like, oh man, this is so cool, like. I'm actually playing with toys when I'm taking a shot. It's fun.
Yeah, it takes me back to the days when I was in my grandmother's kitchen playing with my Star Wars figures when I was little, you know?
Yep.
Just creating environments in your head. That's like one of the coolest things for me to do, because what I'll do is I'll sit down and I'll have a shot in mind. I'll know like the framing and everything.
Hold on, we lost you. We lost you. We can't hear you.
No audio.
We can't hear you. We lost your audio. That was like what happened to you last week, Green.
Right? Oh, no. We didn't even start talking smack about Toddy yet.
Yeah.
No, he goes after our guest.
I can't hear him. How do I? Trying to figure out how to let him know we can't hear him.
Yeah.
You might have
a note. Hold on. I got the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, drop them. Do something and drop them, and then we'll. Because he may have to come back in and come back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't hear you. There you go. Can't.
Okay.
It gets kind of weird, and and I think it's really just connectivity. If you're moving around, it gets weird. Like it's just a signal. I don't know why it's like that,
Mm.
but that's just the way.
Phones are wonky anyway for this kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's when you're dealing with the phone, you
Mhm.
gotta be. It doesn't really. I don't know. I guess it's not really. Am I designed to do all this stuff?
Right.
That's why
Pros-
eventually people just go to GoPros or different things like that or whatnot because
Mhm.
it gets tricky with the phone. It
Yeah.
really does. It really tries to get the better of you. Rabbit says, sometimes once I find a pose I like, I would sit and stare at it and pat myself on the back and find an accurate pose. Hey man, it
Oh
happens,
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
that's what's awesome about sometimes. Sometimes I set up a shot and it's like I don't want to break it down. I know I have to do it just because of prosperity and doing other
Mhm.
stuff, but there's often times when I'm like, I wish I could just keep this up somewhere in a place.
Yeah.
But you would have to
So,
have like a mansion to keep everything. Oh my God.
mhm. Like, so I do like streaming and stuff from my kitchen table. So like
Mhm.
sometimes on stream I'll be playing with figures and I'll set them up and pose them and I'll be, oh, this is gonna be badass for a shot, and I'll set them off to the side, and sometimes I'll have like 3 or 4 groups of figures just all posed up, just because I thought that
Nice.
would look cool for a shot. And then they sit there, and because I keep thinking of other shots to shoot, and they just get
Ah,
lost in the mix.
nice. I wish I could. Yeah, like I'm always like I'll do one subject at a time. I'm shooting Batman, then I'll shoot Batman, then
Mm-hmm.
I'll start shooting Spider-Man, then I'll start shooting. It's like I'll shoot them once at a time. I may shoot them all in one night, but I'll shoot them once at a time. And
Right.
it's because I I'm always challenging myself to do something with the next shot that I didn't do with the last shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I always I basically I keep them in the dugout. My
Mm-hmm.
figures stay in the dugout till it's time for them to go out and take their hit.
Until they're up to bat.
Yeah, till they're up for bat, man. Go out, take the hit. That's they're in the dugout. Let me see if I got a message from him because he didn't.
Hmm.
What the hell is that? Come on, man. Doesn't help that Insta is being weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shots are there.
damn. Unless he's replugging up or say he could just be. There he is. There he is.
I'm on my
Oh.
laptop.
Oh, much. There
Hey,
you
no.
go. There you go.
Well,
Perfect.
that's what like I said, I'm not tech savvy, even though. So I was like, when I was asking you earlier, I was like, what do you need from me, man? What's the best? And like,
Oh,
there's 10 minutes left. Cause like I said, I've never done anything like this or don't
no
watch
worries.
or follow. And so right as it started, I was like, I knew I should have set up the laptop on the landline. I have the, cause I was doing Wi-Fi where I live in California is like in the hills and there's, the Wi-Fi cuts in and out no matter what. So I always make sure I'm hardwired.
Wow. But no, I'm glad you were on the phone because we got to see the tour. That's the one cool thing about that.
I wish I could shoot it better. It was hard to like see, and you know what I mean. Like
while you're showing,
Yep.
it doesn't even work that way.
But that's another reason I love toy photography is that a lot of people like you get to show off your collection, and I you know what I mean. Like I said, I do it for me, but at the same time, it shows people stuff that they may not normally see, and at the same time I do a lot of buying and reselling and flipping stuff. So if I have a picture of it, some things I'm happy to let go of, even the nostalgia freak that I am, because I'm very sentimental about things. But sometimes, like my Batman animated series line, they got so high priced I had to take some photos and let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that like you're braver than me, man. I don't have that courage. I know a lot of the guys in the community have that courage. I don't have the courage, man. Once I get it, I'm a hoarder.
Yeah, I'm slowly starting to purge things that I don't shoot in a while or haven't shot in a while. Just because, like, I mean, market's getting hard. Like, being a toy collector is becoming increasingly difficult with the prices and everything like that.
It is stupid.
Well,
Yeah, just a spring
that's a
cleaning.
fun thing for me. It's gauging the market and like
Mhm.
buying low and selling high, like
Yeah.
getting in. Like I got a couple different stories of where like I felt something was going a certain way. Like
Yeah.
I used to collect just the Marvel Legends Spider-Man toys that reminded me of the 92 television show. And so
Oh,
I had like all the baddies, Shocker,
right.
Shocker, Goblin, like all those. And like I think I had like 8 with Craven and Electro and like all the ones that reminded me of the cartoon. And I sold them for a good amount of money. And then like 3 months later, they started announcing the retro wave and things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you have a Rogue. Oh, it's $100. We're gonna
Right.
release a new one, $20.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Rabbit Fan said, I'm with Thor. Can't let. It's a bad hoarding if it's cool stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm just. I don't know. I think I'm just. I don't know. I'm a crazy. It's because of comic books. If I didn't have so many comic books, I don't think I would be so indebted to my action figures. So it's like I'm trying to compete with each other. It's like how many comic books can you have? How many figures can you have? It's like, damn it. But it's getting.
That's
to
why
the point
I'm
where I gotta
fortunate.
say,
I'm fortunate because I was growing up just a Batman. I always said I was DC. I didn't get to know honestly. I didn't know Marvel until 2014. I start working at Toys R Us and I meet Century Productions and so we became great friends and roommates and he's one of my best friends and but he got me into actually collecting and introduced me to Marvel Legends, which are some of the funnest toys. But like I didn't know much about Marvel, and I was like, I'm a DC guy. And then I realized I didn't know a lot about DC. It was just Batman. And so, so like I'm the Batman guy, but at the same time, like I collect Power Rangers, like nostalgia stuff.
right.
Like I'm a big horror buff, so that's why the Mezcos are there.
Right.
Deadpool, like the reason I love Deadpool so much is I had a skin of him in The Sims back in the day that I got off some website called the Seven Deadly Sims.
Yeah.
And it just looked cool, and so I started being that. But like my attachments come like certain things I can't get rid of, and then certain things are just like if it's double in price. Some things, you know, the good thing about like Marvel Legends is they hold their value even out of box.
They do.
So like that's something for me that like I can play with it, take pictures, and for the most part, the stuff that I collect may go up 2x or drop $5, but still I've gotten it only costs me $5 to play with it and then sell it on out.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that works.
But I get it. My Century's a completist. He's got one of the illest collections in the world.
I'm sure he does, man. He's been
it's insane. It's insane.
Day one. So he's been in the game since day one.
Well,
I guess I'll segue into our what we picked, what you got, who we're appreciating. Going.
Let's go.
Up and see who you got. Let's see here. And I love the ones you pick, man, because I always love when we have guests and stuff pick stuff because they find stuff that we just can't unfortunately find ourselves, which is great though.
So like
variety.
One of the things I do is like I said, all the people that I follow, like I know their artwork, I know their names, like I go through who I'm following and like check up all the time. And so I also have like over 2,000 or 3,000 photos saved on Insta that I just go through that just are just wicked and ill. And here's one of them. This is it's my boy. I call him Eck. The artist formerly known as Echoes Dorkton.
Yes.
Is now Ender's Shadow. But this is just clean. Like I talk about all the time. So I am like for the most part, I say 99%ish. I'm a tangible toy photography. I learned in ACBA. I am a display artist. I enjoy the hell out of that. And don't get me wrong with I've never been one of those like if you use tech, that's great, but your ideas better be good. No matter what, you better have some good ideas. Because if you got to flex some type of creativity, like not just just because it may be easier, you know how to do it. But certain people like me put themselves into tangible toy photography. Certain people like Enders.
have just like some of the coolest photos. And like, I don't know Photoshop or whatever, but some of the stuff he does is just insane. And this was one of them. Like, that picture is just nuts.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the inlay, and he's got this like vignette going on, the 12 cent. It's just this just hits for me. Super hits.
Yeah, it's dope, dude.
And all it is it's a picture of a head, and it's something I would call simple but not easy. You know what I mean? Like he didn't wake up and know how to do this. He had to put in work of some sort, whether it's learning the apps, learning the tech, or and learning the camera, like to be able to make it look like that. Because
that's right.
It's art. That is definitely art, and he is such an underrated artist. His stuff blew me away, and like I said, I don't follow many people, and I don't tend to follow a lot of like I don't know. I love a lot of tangible stuff, but at the same time, like if you got it, work it, dude. Like
that's right.
And this is just awesome.
And he actually commented. He says, "Thank you for the feature. Thanks again for selecting my shot." Like, no, man, you like.
Thank you, bud.
He's one of my favorites out there. I'm always
that's good
excited to see his shots, man, because it's just like it's always he's always like he always seems to be care about the subject matter.
Right.
Like he really
he's not shooting to shoot. He's not getting a Spider-Man, putting it on a wire, hanging it, snapping, and putting it in. It's like there is definite love, there's definite skill in this. Like this.
Yeah, like this one took thought and planning, and you can definitely tell.
I'd put that on my wall. I would put that on my wall. If it was in a map here like that, I'd put it on my wall.
Nah, it's dope, dude. Real.
And then on top of it, have my boy sign it. Terrific toys. This dude, I love this dude. This guy, I couldn't decide. I knew there were certain people that I wanted to feature. It's kind of hard to say 5 to 8 because, like I said, thousands upon thousands of saved photos from all the people I follow. If I follow you, I love your work. There have been plenty of times where I followed somebody and it's looked great, this, that, the other, but over time you just realize I picked up something. Either that, maybe like you said, the material, it was, it wasn't up to, it wasn't inspiring. Maybe it was a little flat over and over. Maybe they're pushing pics just to push pics. Maybe you're engaging and they're not. And when that happens, like, people are all here for different reasons. I don't get upset. I just leave quietly and go find some new people to dedicate my time to and share to. Right. And Terrific Toys has like some of the best stuff. I like I said, I'm a big horror buff. This is nuts.
It is.
And there were so many I could have picked because he has some. He makes that extreme set cabin look gnarly with his lighting and all that stuff. And also on top of it, it's like we talk, man. Like he's a cool dude. Like, nice. It's an appreciation thing. And it's I guess that is one of the things for me, like when it comes to, you were talking about engagement and like you wouldn't do it if not for that. Like when you're, I guess you could say people you look up to go, hey, you're doing good. Like that's some stuff. Like that's rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Terrific Toys, man. I'm so glad I ran into this account because there are so many toy photographers, man.
Yeah,
they're you can weed out you can find the real ones real quick by just simply, like you guys say, just engaging, sharing, and being kind. And if you don't get it back, well, maybe just move on and
that's right.
Go find some, because I guarantee you, if you keep it up, and that's why the Cool Kids table is so nuts to me that they threw 30 people in a room. And I think about 5 to 7 have left from the original. But and some recently, shout out to my boy who's going to be up here next, Jimmy Pop. He's got a new kid and he wanted to give a spot up for somebody.
Yes.
But it's like we have fun in that group. We support each other. Like, you need help, they help you. We're such a diverse, random group that it's so nuts that all of us are still in that and not just like silent copying the hashtags, copying, pasting, but we're sharing, engaging. People are meeting up, projects are being done. They do collabs all the time. And like, when you find some real ones, man, you just stick with them.
You do. So and terrific toy says thank you. I shoot with a Sony 6400 and a Sigma 30mm on this photo. NECA and Mezco are my favorite lines because they make horror figures that's my jam. That's awesome. No, dude, this is I like anytime I see I'm a horror buff. I love horror. My wife loves horror. That's our thing. And when I see the toy photographers doing horror, I'm instantly drawn to their stuff, man. So
yeah,
and it's just like I buy and keep my stuff. I don't sell anything usually, but that's the reason why I don't go down rabbit holes, because I can go down a rabbit hole deep as hell with the horror stuff, but I haven't bought a single horror figure because I don't want to go down that.
Yeah, you stay in your lane, right? You're like, I know where I'm at. It's okay. I'm not getting any wrecks or not hurting anybody. Yeah,
that's the way.
Yeah, that's a sick shot.
All right, this is one of my good buddies.
Nice.
Wow. I actually wanted to choose a different one. He's got these really cool. It's like 4 panels, and he does the different heads from all the, because he's got all the Transformers. Okay. And then I'm going through this, and Soundwave's my dude. He's actually he gave me a G1, the original G1 Soundwave, because he knows how much. Because I'm not a Transformers guy. For like Transformers and G.I. Joe, like I was just starting to watch that, and then Ninja Turtles came out, and then it was over. Like once Ninja Turtles came out, like I was 4. If it was like if I was 2 years older, I'd be all about Transformers. Like he's 2 years older than me. I'd be all about Transformers, all about G.I. Joe. And I love G.I. Joe, don't get me wrong, but it's like my love is the Turtles. But he does some really cool stuff with his different panels, and I just thought this was cool. It's just nice on the eyes. Give me 1 second, boys. I gotta plug in the my charger.
Okay.
Oh, you're good.
This is really good, man. I love the art noir of this. It's like art deco.
I love shots that are different, that aren't your typical shot. And like you said, like this is a work of art. Like it looks like, with the 3 panels and 3 different designs, like
No,
and that's how a lot of his stuff is. He'll have like 3 panels, and it'll be like fully transformed head, half, and like he did a Bumblebee one recently that I really wanted to show, but as I was just going through his page, it's like, I like the boombox.
No, that's dope, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, he hasn't commented yet, but it'd be interesting to see.
He's not active as much anymore. He's probably one of the best dudes I've ever met.
Nice.
And I have met a lot of people, and I haven't always been the best. But this guy, he just, as a human being, I look up to him. So I had to throw out Torin Prime.
Nice.
Yeah.
You did it. Oh, it's sick.
Dope.
Nice.
This dude's so underrated, and I'm super sad to say that I forget we were talking about the algorithm. So I used to do all the research and figure all this stuff out. And a week ago, I posted a reels of the Jurassic Park shot, and it was set to the Pet Shop Boys song "Opportunities." I don't know if you guys know that song. Let's make lots of money, and like I post it, and I leave for 2 hours. I come back, it's got 4,000 views, but the music's gone. So I go, I wonder what's going on. They're like losing the Instagram's like losing copyright. So I went through all my reels. A bunch of my favorite songs are gone. My favorite reels.
Wow.
And so I go, okay.
I noticed that too.
I go, okay, I'm gonna try something. And so I wait another 2 hours. I come back. The traction on the video has gotten like 40 more views. I download the video. I delete the reel, and I re-upload it. And I pick the first song that comes to my head, which happens to be a theme song from Denver the Last Dinosaur, which was my friend's favorite show growing up. And it's so stupid. It's Denver the Last Dinosaur. He's my friend and a whole lot more. Boom. I post it. Same hashtag, same everything. Go away for 30 minutes, come back, it's at 4,000. I go to look at the analytics. I can't make sense of it up or down anymore. And Ecto, literally, I forget. I told him I was liking his photos, and I was telling him, I was going to nominate him and this, that, the other, because he does solid stuff. But he's transitioned. He's like, I'm not on Insta much anymore. He's like, I'm going over to TikTok, and in my mind, I'm like, how does this go over to TikTok? Unless we're doing stop motion. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've been part of ACBA for years, bro, before I even started shooting. I know, shooting a video side and then coming into the frame, right? It's never been my thing, but I know it. Like, but for me, like, seeing this, and just having this still, and I can just stare at it. I guess, you could pause it. I don't know, man. I'm a simple guy. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. And people shouldn't. People that do stuff like this shouldn't be like deterred. And I get it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me because I like to have answers. I'm a numbers guy. I love crunching the numbers. I love doing research. I love having like an answer and an explanation. And nowadays, for what's going on and what they're trying to do, the only explanation is they don't know what they're doing. And it's sad, man. But Ecto, this is so dope. Like, I don't even know how he did this. Like, is he on the Nautilus? Like,
right? No, it's the part I look as the shark. The shark is killing me.
Yeah,
it's like Nemo doesn't give a shit about the shark.
Right. And as much as I want to see maybe a reel or a seaside and look for it, sometimes it's like magic. I don't want to see behind the curtain, man. Like, I just want to I want to be able to enjoy this with that childlike wonderment, right? That and sometimes I do it. Sometimes I want to know how it was lit, this, that, the other. Sometimes, like, I could, if I wanted to, I'd probably figure out, a way of mine to shoot it. But at the same time, like, this is his art. This is art to me. This is art.
I agree. Right, I'm with you.
And
he said some stuff.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, you can read it if you want, or I'll read it.
No, go for it. It's on you, bud.
It just says, "Thank you very much for the features, and thank you, Bever Clever, for the nomination." I'm not messing up. I used the Nikon 3500 DSLR camera to capture the image. The figures of Captain Nemo from Mezco Toys 112 line. The props are a mix of accessories from the figure plus previously released diorama set that Mezco Toys made a few years back. I would say the Mezco 112 figures are my favorite to photograph because of all the accessories. It gives you lots of different options for your scenes. So he collected stuff and put it into this. That's dope. That's really
I mean, that's one of the main reasons I do Mezco. Like, I have so much stuff. That's one of the coolest things from them is just having all their little accessories. And if you look close enough in a lot of my shots, like the ones that are really detailed or whatever, you'll be able to see stuff, little Easter eggs, like, oh, is that the Fabergé egg from Diabolique?
Yeah.
Is that what is that? Is it a coin from Two-Face? It seems dumb, but like there's like everything here. There's no dead space, right? Like everything here has a purpose, and it's not overly done either, right? Like sometimes less is more, and this is just.
He really.
I want to know this story. I want to know this story.
He really pulled off making it look lived in. It looks lived in.
Right.
It looks like an actual part of the ship or the novel.
I feel like I'm about to go have to patch a hole, otherwise we're gonna sink. You know what I mean? Like it's really, and the depth is what really sells. Yeah. Like I feel like, you know what I mean. If that, it's like One Eye Willie's chamber, bro. That's his spot, man.
That's dope, dude.
Nemo, baby.
Like, man.
Nice. I got 2 words for you. Crunch it, baby. That was 3, but dude, I don't know if you guys know this dude. So like I said, I grew up with watching wrestling. I've been
Mhm.
to Super Brawls, WrestleManias. Like
Nice.
I loved it in the Attitude Era. And I actually have the Elite line that has like DX. Only certain
Mhm.
ones because I don't need it. But this fool's building an arena.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
It's nuts. That's a Titantron. That's a Titantron. And like
I
I was
know.
talking to him today. I was like, I want to do it. I
need it.
don't have the space. I don't know. However you're doing it, keep doing it for, if not for yourself, for me, because I can't, you know what I
So
mean?
you can vicariously live through this because I
Dude,
am right
that-
now. This is awesome.
That looks real.
It does, man.
Yeah.
It's
He told me when he first was doing it and we were talking, he told me
Uh-huh.
where to get those soft goods if I wanted them. Like that dude's
Mhm.
always been so supportive.
Yeah,
And
Crunchy's-
we have a little thing. I always try to make some funny Crunch reference for him. And like it started
Mhm.
off because when I would share stories with people, I kind of personalize stories. Like I like to just have some fun. I'll spend 5 minutes making a story for some people sometimes, like
Mhm.
putting different stuff here and there. And for Crunchy, I'd always do like this one. I said when I shared it, it said 2 words come to mind, crunched it. You know what I mean? And,
That's good. That's good.
it's not, but he is just such a nice guy, and he always got a kick out of it. And then it became a thing. And once something becomes a thing, I'll beat it to death. It'll never stop. And then this guy comes out with this, like,
yeah, man. This is whew.
and
I don't
just
know,
for the attitude, he's doing a whole arena. Of course, he's gonna have the extreme sets, right? The
Mhm.
that pop up, right? That's gonna go in there.
Yeah.
But like that has to be so much work. That Titantron works.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, wow.
It does.
it's a
That's
monitor. It's a monitor.
Mhm.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
No, everything's
man.
everything's practical. It's all practical. It's insane. All the LEDs, the
Damn.
different coloring. I'm sure he's got a computer
Mhm.
system because
Yeah.
if you go look at his videos, like that shit's moving, bro.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then
That's
on top of
impressive.
that, it's one thing to be able to do all that, right? But then it's another to then take a shot like that and portray it because
Right.
as anybody will know, like if it was actually the in arena, you try to take that shot, it doesn't work, right?
Right.
Mhm.
You have to have perfect timing, the camera settings, this, that, the other. So he has it both. He's got the moving picture, which looks beautiful because it's are you ready? And then he has the still photos. And his one today, like I almost wish I could have had that one here because it's the up close and they're right at the top of the ramp, and his posing is insane. That soft goods is insane. It's gnarly.
Nice.
That's super gnarly.
And he says this is a homemade 1998 Raw entrance stage. He recently started collecting Mattel wrestling figures and sticking to the Attitude Era of wrestling, dude. No, this is
the best of all
dope,
time,
man.
Yeah.
You know, and he said it's an honor. Thank you. It's an honor to have this on here, Crunchy. Like you never don't not come through, dude. You always come through.
Yeah.
He's the man, dude.
With the stuff.
Crunchy.
He's a solid artist and even in a more solid dude.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm in agreement. This is dope.
I was a young Padawan when I met this guy.
Nice.
Brandon Deichler, shout out, man. Like Batman the Articulated Series, he taught me how to make my bubbles.
Oh, dope.
So this is why I wanted to have him, because without him, so I love articulated comic book art. Like I said, when I started learning, I decided to learn tangible, right? But I also was in the group for 2 years before I shot my first shot.
Oh,
so
wow.
I also knew how to act in the group, right?
Uh-huh.
I saw, what some people would go through, and to be perfectly honest, a lot of times, like it wouldn't happen to me anyway, because it's never been my MO to put people down, argue over the internet, this type of stuff. Like, stuff like that just doesn't affect me. I'm very happy just going okay and moving on. I don't let a lot of stuff get to me. And when I went to that group, I went there because it's a private group and they critique your stuff. Like without it, without some of the critiques and the heart and sometimes it can be harsh, what they say, because you
Right.
put a lot of work into something and you think it's great, and then somebody says something. It's like every time it's been respectful in their critique, I've been cool with it. If there's ever been maybe some stuff that I feel is disrespectful, shouldn't happen, I'll be the first to, get on there and just, hey, DM, never airing out my dirty laundry. Just be, hello, hey, let's talk this out, bro. I don't know what's going on. And, leave amicably, like no disrespect. But Brandon, I messaged because his cutouts are insane.
Yeah.
And he gave me some helpful tips. He was just very kind and thorough. And anytime I needed him, and over time, like I curated my own bubble set, and it allows me to tell stories and say stuff that not a lot of people get to say. I mean, I have so many created bubbles at any given moment. It takes me only like I can make a bubble in 5 minutes from start to finish. I have hundreds of fonts, but I tend to use back issues or Comica, which is what I think that is right there. And I mean, it's also a thing. Oh, that's the other thing. That head's a cutout as well.
Yeah, I know. It's dope, dude. That's
so I do that. I've done that a lot. Like I did that
awesome.
with my Young Frankenstein shot. I did that with my Chris Farley shot with the van down by the river. Like I got that from Brandon, and I did that last night with Mike's shot for the party. He's sitting at the piano. I found a picture and integrated him in, made a cutout. For me, it makes Superman doesn't have that figure doesn't have that expression, right?
Nope.
So how do you tell this story? Well, you find a way to tell it, and like adding little cutouts and this, that, the other is something I continually do, and it wasn't enough for me to like buy cutout packs or just tell the story in a caption. Like I wanted to, sometimes that's fine, but I wanted bubbles, and I have at this point, like I've given my bubbles to certain folks. Spencer or Century Productions uses my bubbles. And I'm always about like making it look the way it should if you're going for that type of photo. And Brandon knocks it out the park. Yes. Posable Productions also. He's got all the great X-Men. He makes these cards. I have the whole Batman line where he would take this photo, put it on an actual card, so it's like you're buying a card from the comic book shop back in the day. You flip it over. I got it in my closet. It's in my binder. It's and like little bio, like you would have bought Batman the animated series cards back in the day. And he puts in the work. He puts in the work, man.
He says I shoot with a Canon TSI or T5i and the DC collectible Batman animated series line. It's definitely my favorite thing to shoot. Close second would be Marvel Legends, specifically X-Men. I have lots of X-Men work over at Posable Productions, so I'm gonna check that out. That's dope, dude. Like this is just next level creativity in my opinion, because you're doing something that it's one thing to put the bubble in there, but he put the actual cutout of Superman's face, because like you said, that figure doesn't come with that head sculpt.
Sometimes I'll spend hours like looking through digital comics and stuff like that to find certain things. Like I did a Batman animated series one with the Scarecrow, and I incorporated the new DC collectibles ones with the old school ones, but Batman needed like a face that he was foggy, and I found one from the old Batman animated, and it's all from him. But the one thing that he got going for him is whatever he's printing on. That his printer has to be phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
because that's not no desk jet. You know what I mean?
No. Damn, that's dope, dude.
And that's all tangible too. That's like he doesn't post edit. Oh my boy.
No, he's an OG.
My boy.
He's an OG.
This dude, like I knew. So when I first met him, this is a funny story. We worked at Toys R Us together.
Oh, dope.
I just come home from I went to school up in Chico, doing my thing, and like I'm working at Toys R Us just because I worked at the one up in Chico when I was up there, and I needed a job, and they were hiring. I got a call back from them, and so I started to work with Spencer, and we have this like just a nice rapport and humor. And one time he mentioned like going to Comic-Con, and I've only seen Comic-Con on G4, right? Like I'm like, yeah, sure you're going, but he's he's a little bit younger than me. Sure you are, buddy. Going to Comic-Con, huh? Like, yeah, you're lying to me, man. And then slowly but surely, like word got around store about Century Productions. And one of the other fellows I worked with was like, do you know he's got a YouTube channel? And I was like, no, I mean, I'm not a big YouTube guy in general, so no. And over the time, we just started hanging out. And then, like, oh my God, I remember one of the most cringiest things. The first time he came over to my house, I was like, oh, I've never seen his collection. We've never really I've talked and done others and gone out and done stuff. And I'm like, I got some toys I collect, and I have this like jar full of my old Kenner 93 toys because I still have all my old toys. And he was like, cool, man. And I'm like, yeah, because at that time I wasn't as big a collector as I was now. I was doing other things. I had other interests. I've always been a collector of some sorts, whether it be cards, whether it be working on cars, whether it be toys now. But I've always had a love of toys. And so when he started putting me onto this game, I was like, I got introduced into a world some people like would want to be part of. Like I basically all of a sudden now I'm out meeting, people who are big in the toy game, like Chardemis, Century Productions, Sean Long, like great people too. And we're going out doing things, and Spencer just I don't watch toy reviews, but he would be shooting them at the house, and he was doing it intermittently and this, that, the other, and then he stopped, and it was one of those things that I was just like he literally, I would be nothing. None of this would exist. How I look at toys, what I do, without him, because like he would have a toy. We'd be watching a movie. He'd have a toy in a hand. He'd be posing it, right?
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Always have a toy in your hand. Eating dinner, toy in your hand. You watching a movie, toy in your hand. You on the toilet, toy in your hand. Okay, man. It's like, and like I'm exaggerating there, but like he would just be posing, and like he was one of the. I just knew he had it. He had something, and so I was doing ECBA while we were living together, off and on, and then he doing his Century Production thing, like. Not really in it, but in it, you know what I mean? Because he's Century Productions. Everybody knows Century Productions.
Right.
But I always I try to boost people, right? So I'm like, you gotta get back on YouTube. Like I always there's a motto I live by. If somebody says something nice, you say thank you and you log it and you move on. If somebody says something mean, you say thank you and move on. Like it really is like F the comments, man. Like it really like that's not gonna get me. Like I don't need to go do the research and find out you ain't never done a shot in your life, but yet you want to tell me that this could have been done better or that.
Right.
Like
it's just better to ignore those people. Move on.
The internet won't get me, but but I get it. Some people does because it's some of the things people say. I would knock somebody out for if they said to me in person.
Right.
I go find them. Like and so like I felt for him. Like I was just like a guy that is probably. Like I was talking, he's good friends with Torrin as well. Spencer is one of the best dudes I know too, or Century. Sorry, that's one of the best dudes I know. And so when he stopped doing his YouTube, which he was so passionate about, and this, that, the other, like I tried to push him into toy photography, and it just never stuck until it did. And then before I knew it, like anything he does, he's a workhorse. Like and especially when it comes to toys. And like this made me double. Like that is a tin. That is a Nemo tin. How he made this. I was like, how did you come up with this idea? Obviously, it's a NECA background, right? It's some type of thing or the other. And then he's got it propped up, and that's the Mezco Nemo tin. But it's a. I see it. It's kick ass in a billboard.
Yeah.
And it just blows me away. Like. how quickly he rose and just surpassed not only me but a lot of other people who have just been in the game. But I always knew it. I always knew he was gonna. When he got it back, this dude was just gonna like run with it.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him back,
Yeah.
man. 'Cause I followed his YouTube.
So many people are
Mhm.
Century lives, man, and
Yeah.
that was another thing. Like I knew that if I could, just keep needling it,
Yeah.
other people could benefit too, and not only other people, but like he deserves it, man, because he does a
Yes.
lot. He does
Yeah.
a lot, and he
OG.
he really is one of the best dudes.
Mhm.
And like I swear to God, if nobody would say anything about him bad in front of me, because it would be done. Like I can't believe anybody would just go online and troll people so hard to where they just stop doing stuff. For me,
Man, it's a messed up community out there.
Mhm.
yeah. And then on top of that, what gets me, I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but it's like one of those things. I forget who I was talking to, but it was a good buddy from ACBA, and he was just talking. He was talking about, I don't know. He does great work, but he's obviously been told a lot of times or read a lot of times like, hey, I don't know why that thing where people go, I don't know why grown men are getting upset about playing with toys, right? And like that's just troll behavior. And
Yeah.
he's a great artist, and he repeated it to me, and I went, don't say that. You're not just playing with toys, you're doing artwork, man. You are like what you do. Don't be self-deprecating like that. And that's what happens. It's like you hear this over and over and over again.
Right.
Oh, you're just a grown man playing with toys, this, that, the other. Like I want to know, what do you do? Like, because like I've done a lot of different things in my life. Like but I've never like looked down on somebody for something like
Right.
or like try to make fun or feel better than because they like toys. Like I've been lucky enough that I've been kind of well-rounded, everything from racing cars to loving sports to
Right.
to playing with toys. Somebody says something to me, I'll look them dead in the eyes. They say it again, dude. Like,
Right.
we shouldn't, because we shouldn't be negative in general. In general, we should be nice to folks.
Exactly.
And I never want to be the reason someone has a bad day or stops doing something. I want to be the reason somebody comes back. I want to be the reason somebody brings somebody else back. It's that ripple. It's that ripple in the pond, right? If I throw a pebble in it, it's just going to go a little bit, right? But if I give my all and I chuck a big old rock, hopefully it like hits and it just it weeds all the bad out, right? And the good comes around. And that was one of the things. Like, again, I have to say thank you. I was just talking to my good friend who's not even doesn't do toy photography, but I go, Thor comes into the group. I'm doing table talk. All I say is, hey, I want to do something for you. He immediately goes, hey, I want to do something for you. It blew me away. It blew me away. And like,
hey, man, that's
like it was one of those things I was just like, this is why you do it. This is why you do it.
Yeah. You gotta go. You have to put good energy out there. And the reason why I like to put good energy out there, because it's synergy. And when there's good energy out there, it actually encourages me when I'm even taking my shots, because I'm always like, I feed off the positivity of other people to take my shots, to be honest, because it just lets me know that I'm at the place I'm supposed to be. Like I'm surrounded by the people I should be surrounded by. Because you never want to be surrounded by the people you shouldn't be around.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just those the fair weather invisible people. It's like so many people are out there chasing likes and followers.
Yes.
And like it sounds crass when I ask, or blunt, but I'm like, what's your end game? Like does you want to do stuff with this, that, the other? It's what was I getting at? I do this because of the people, right? Like, I don't want to be jaded. Like some random dude I don't know, like in my photo is cool, right? But I don't need that over and over and over again, and to grow to a point like that where it's all where I don't know where the good or the bad is coming from. It's like I can honestly say that everybody that I've met on this, like I feel like I know, and I continue to meet new people, and just like this, it's like it's one of those things that I try to keep my count at a certain number. The number was 214. It's been at that for about a year and a half, 2 years, and I've been able to do it because it's my lucky number. But it recently, I'm just mean, and out of the 214, you could go pick a random person. I could tell you at least 5 shots. Like,
Yeah.
and I can tell you if I've had a conversation with them. Like, that's why I do this. Like, these people matter to me, and my fault. Like, people that engage with me matter to me. But like a number that I can't do anything with doesn't mean anything. But Terrific Toys hitting me up and saying great work, like, bro, Crunchy Cheeto, like, immediately Thor goes, you want to come on a podcast? I was like, I never done it, but sure, why not? Like,
it's good stuff, man. That's how it works. Century, man, he's an OG, man, and he says, of all people, he says thanks for the feature. Yeah, whatever, Century, you're the OG, man.
Right.
Hammer
Thank
is
you.
a 90D, and my favorite line of shoot had to be Marvel Legends. Yeah, man. Again,
fun factor, baby.
Yeah.
Price point and fun factor.
Yes. No, you're right about that. You can't really fault him at that. And character selection. I'm a Marvel head, so
boom. Jimmy Pop. Jimmy Brandon Pop.
Man. Sickness.
He's not. So he was part of the Cool Kids. He actually answered my questionnaire. I'm actually going to do something special for a few people that I remember were in the group but have left. Because when it first started, we all liked each other and followed, right? And I'll admit, like, there were some people within the group at the time that I didn't follow, just because maybe they didn't engage, maybe I don't know them. Or maybe it's just because I've curated my feed to look a certain way, and I'm not ashamed about that. Like, I follow people that inspire me. I check in on artists I don't follow all the time. If you progress and get better, maybe, like, but you don't need my follow for follow. You don't. I don't know why. I'm you know what I mean? Like, I'm not here for that. Like, I'm here for something different. I'm here to do my photos, put them up, and meet some like-minded individuals. And Jimmy is such a good dude that he still posts photos, but he's got his kid and he didn't have to leave. We got people who don't post photos. We have people that one of my favorites, Wolfie, he only does dioramas. You know what I mean? It's like, what I came to realize about that group and table talk is that like, I wanted to follow and like everybody. Like, if I'm going to do this, you're going to get my follow. You're going to keep my follow because you're a cool kid and whatnot. So there was no like bar set, right? But Jimmy, like, he does what he says, and I totally agree with him. I've set up 2 different times shots to do his before he left the group, and I just couldn't pull it off because he does what we call movie poster shots. It's something that you would see, like, you would see, and it would have a caption on it, like his depth, Mezco walking down the street or to the subway. It's just like it's super cool. And this was an action shot that I thought was phenomenal. He's got those bullets. Yeah, that I think I know where those bullets came from, and like it's D-Day. Like, I feel like I'm there. And he was such a good dude. And when he left, I lit a candle in the Cool Kids, and I said this. I was actually a little sentimental when Jimmy left, because we've had people like bow out, but he's just such a good dude. I was just like, I put a little candle emoji, and I was like, here's to light your way if you ever need to find your way back home, and to to show anybody who comes after you, what you have to live up to, and then come in Thor and who else we got? Toy Father. Yeah, and it's like our group is slowly like just becoming like just some of it was already majority dope people and at least respectful, even if they didn't talk. Like, not everybody's as talkative or extrovert as I am. I totally get it. We're all here for different reasons, but everybody's kind, and it was just one of those things that I wanted to do something special. And then he leaves, and it was just like I literally probably had spent like 8 hours on 2 different shots. I broke them down and turned them into other shots, and I just couldn't get it right to mimic his style. And when he left, I was like, I'm gonna do like a like after credits thing for you. Like, I only have 2 people that haven't answered the questions. And they said they wanted to, but life's busy, this, that, the other, and not a problem. They'll still get pictures. They'll come at the end. But Jimmy was just a solid dude. I wanted him to know that I appreciated the hell out of his photography. and his friendship.
Mm-hmm.
He is still really cool.
This is sick, man. He says, "Hey, what's up, fam? I use a Canon M50, the World War II Army set from Joy Toy. Oh man, you're crazy. The Joy Toys are amazing. Some fake blood and kinetic sand. The Xperia is the Marauders website. A few lights for the lighting, of course. I made the bullet effects from acrylic sticks and random tips of a gun.
He made it him. See, that's what I respect. Made it himself.
Proof you have the shot. Normally, I gravitate towards Mezco, but when you watch Saving Private Ryan a few times too many, this stuff comes to fruition. Thanks again. As always, I'm humbled and honored. Nah, man, we're humbled and honored because you, like, every time, Jimmy, and you've been featured several times just because you bring the heat, brother. You bring the heat.
It's no
That's
joke.
what it's about.
It's always so cinematic too. Like,
Yes.
damn.
Yeah, movie poster or trailer, right? Like a lot of his have so much motion that I feel like I can see 4 frames before and 10 frames after, right?
Yep.
Like, even if it's just walking down, like one of his is walking down the street, and I've saved it. I look at it all the time. I looked at it today. It's just like it is just so gorgeous the way the light's coming down.
Yes.
I don't know if he's using like atmosphere aerosol, but the pose is on point. Like the guy, and I'm just like, I want to watch this movie. It's pretty on the eyes, right? Like there's something there's something that like when I'm critiquing with friends and stuff like that, and I'll be like, okay, this catches my eye wrong, because like I was saying with the Ecto, with everything has its place, like you could have something that catches the eye and it ruins the whole photo. Photo could be 99. It would be 99 without that, but you leave it in, it turns it to a 2, right?
Right.
Jimmy's is just always on point framing, and he gets some depth, like the streets here, lamp, sky, and it looks like everything should be there, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And so this was one that when I was going through his stuff, it was much different, and I think that's why I wanted to showcase it, because I think I had missed it initially. Thank you, Insta and your algorithm. But like this is gnarly. Like kinetic sand, yeah, I get it. Yeah, Joy Toy, I wish.
Right, me too.
Yeah, where's my ad? I like they got some stuff that I just go, you know, in a different life, I have this. Like, I fell in love like when I first started following ACBA. I forget what his name was, but he had some sick acid rain shots, and I was like, oh, I want some acid. Ew, $60. One figure per. Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna admire from afar, and it's like,
there you go.
This is insane.
Nah,
it's awesome.
Sick, man. It's sick, man. It's
all art. It really is art. Who else we got? We're done. I'm done.
You stick around. It's just the
no, for sure. I just meant with my features. I need to go get some more water, boys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're good.
This is from Toyetic 40s, and yeah, man.
That's dope.
Well, what got me the most is the light, the little piece of light on the S, on the symbol of hope. That's what drew me in, because everything else was drawing me in, but it's kind of just like Bever Clever, just like he just said, some one item can take you out of the shot, but there's also sometimes when one little detail can bring you into the shot.
That just draws your eye in.
Yeah, it was that gleam, light gleam off the S, man. It just was like that's Superman. That it's hopeful. It just makes you think of Superman. Yeah. Toy Addict says, thank you guys so much. I'm still just rocking my iPhone 12 to take pictures. But yeah, okay, whatever, Toy Addict. But I tried
nothing wrong with that.
Combination of apps, Lightroom, Lens, FX to spruce up the pictures as much as possible. My favorite toy line, it's hard not to go with Marvel Legends, Classified, or Black Series, but I'm being honest, my DC Mafex figures bring me the most joy these days. They're expensive, but the posability and sculpts are second to none, and I feel like they bring out my best work. Thank you guys again for featuring my work. Yeah, and there's nothing I can argue with that. Like Marvel Legends, as much as there can be some nitpicks and complaints here and there, ultimately they are
Mhm.
probably the most beloved out of the lines. And Black Series is a
Yeah.
close second, but yeah, Mafex is they're going to the next level with the Marvel and DC characters, and
Yeah.
I can't.
Especially since as far as like 1/12 goes
Yeah,
and DC, like Mafex is pretty much your best bet.
yeah, they're filling the
Unless,
notch. They're doing it.
yeah.
They're doing it, man. And I saw this, and I was just like, all right, this one gets it. It gets it, man.
And I love the little detail, the apartment window behind him. It looks like
Yeah,
there's like a lamp
yeah, the lamp
ceiling
going.
right on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that brings it in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always pick stuff. I like to pick things a lot of times because I love humor. I love comedy,
That
and
is awesome.
anytime someone in their photograph can make me laugh, I'm diving all the way in.
That's my baby brother.
And Spider
Yeah.
Dot
He's my-
Kids, yeah,
he's-
man, yeah. This one, yeah, it got me. It got me. Step Hunters, dude. What the? I love this.
It was
show.
for the Deadpool collab, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's
I can't. It's super genius. I actually like. So he was a I wanted to feature Tiz. Tiz is my boy. I call him my baby brother. I look out. I honestly, he's I'm West Coast, East Coast. If he ever needed, I get my mom was a flight attendant for 30 years. I've been around the world. I can travel anywhere in the U.S. If he needed it, I'd be there for him.
right.
Because over like 6 years, I think he was like one of my first like followers, right?
Yeah.
And we just started engaging in this, that, the other. And over, he's in when a spot opened up. I brought him into the Cool Kids. I bought him a light setup and set it out there so he could start, doing it because
dope.
he's a younger cat, just graduated high school, right? But he always had a love. He always had a love of toy photography and this, that, the other. I just knew he needed the right tools. And then whenever there's an occasion, I just shipped him out Spider Gwen, Big Time Letdown Spider-Man, and the first Scarlet Spider.
Oh,
because he's Spider Chiz, and it's like they were sitting. The Scarlet Spider was. I said I would do it, and I looked it up. I was like, and I went, "Happy graduation, bro." Shipped it out. I took a photo, shipped it out to him, and then now he's doing stuff like this. Like this is great.
Yeah,
and he's only getting better. Some stuff like. I mean, this is another one of those, simple, easy, nice, but with, you could light this wrong and it not look well. But some of his stuff is super cool too. And it's great to, like we say, boost people up, help people out. And like, I'm super happy to know this kid, this man. I'm super happy to call him my baby bro. Like people literally think I live in Florida because I call him my baby bro so much. But like stuff like this is just classic. And he also for his age, he's just one of the another kind and just aware person. It's nice. Just he's a unique individual.
No, I mean, again, as soon as like when that collab was coming around and people were showing some of this, as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is featured, dude. Like, it just sometimes it's just knowing how to show content, and this shows content. It's not even really so much about the shot or this or that. It's just it's the creativity that
it's thought out.
It's creativity, dude. Like this is just dope, dude. Like I just saw it and I was like, instant. This is instant.
It's not just a figure on a shelf. It's like he's got to do that pose. And that Deadpool. I was looking for that Deadpool for him forever because I ordered. I had the 2-pack initially, and I used to have a comic book shop that. I frequented and I knew some guys that can get stuff. They sold loose stuff, so I look around for it. And if we both got I think we both got the Amazon Gray Deadpool. And I was like, have you gotten the original yet? I go, no. I go, you really should, man. You're gonna really want it. And he's like, no, I'll be okay. And then I think it was a couple months ago, or I want to say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, he was like, "You run into the red Deadpool by any chance from the movie?" And I was like, "Told you you'd want it." He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger, pay a little bit for it, because that's a great figure." I was just playing with that today.
One of
It's
the
super
best.
cool.
One of the best so far.
The way he has it posed, like I feel like that's Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
And I feel like that's
the
Boba
hand
Fett.
on the shoulder is awesome.
Right. The posture, like he's tucked in a little. It's nice. And Boba's straight on. Deadpool looks like he's looking a little off, like he's checking out something else.
It's great, dude. I saw it. It was instant, man. And keeping the theme of masked favorites of mine, Deadpool, Spider-Man. The young collector. First of all, I think he's 11 or 12 or something like that.
No way.
Yes, and we actually he was when we first started the Pic Bar. He was one of the very early features and I spoke to his parents like, "Is it okay to be?" And they're like, "Yeah, absolutely." And so I wanted to circle back around and see what he's been up to, and he's killing it, bro. So I saw this.
I'm gonna have to go check this out. Where my phone?
This is nuts. This is just nuts, man. I love it. It's just when you know what you're able to do with the figure and you can accentuate it and do those things, you know you're on the right pathway. And for a youngster like this to be able to do this, major props. Just major props.
Oh yeah, that's incredible. Wait, if he's doing this at his age right now, oh man, I can't wait to see what he's gonna bring to the table. Yeah, like in 2 to 3 years, like
he's at the age too where it just like I was saying earlier with certain negativity and stuff. He's at the age that just rolls off. He's in his own world. Like somebody could say something and like he's thinking about 4 different shots. Like where the Kool-Aid at? You know what I mean? Like he's got a lot. Oh, pool day. Like any negativity is just brushing off them, and like that just when you have someone that's like fearless, they can excel and just go.
Yes.
He's like the next generation of us.
Man, I'm gonna keep on encouraging him as much as I possibly can,
and keep that positivity. So then when he gets to a point, he'll know how to act right. You know what I mean?
You raise them right.
You gotta teach them, and that's why I didn't mean to sound like blunt or I mean like forward earlier, but it's like when there's some negativity or something said the wrong way, like I don't go at anybody aggressively, but I'm gonna talk with you, like like there's no need for this, that, the other. And you want to say some more stuff, then I'll leave quietly. If we can, maybe we become friends. I've become friends with a lot of people. I've just been like, hey man, let's like back off on the negativity,
right?
Because it needs to be done no matter what. You need to keep promoting it, and you need to challenge it and stand up for it when it happens, because
that's right.
Otherwise nothing's going to change, and it's a vicious cycle. Because what happens with the anger and hate is that someone is hateful. Like if I'm having a bad day, you will not see me talking or comment on the internet, because there's nothing of substance that I'm going to be able to give, because my mind ain't right. But I'm not gonna allow people to bring down folks because they're angry. And then what happens is someone's angry about something, like let's say a photo. Oh, that's not this way. Somebody else is angry at something else, but they're just happy to be angry, so they jump on that, and then they both point it. And then the torches are raised, and it's like all 10 of these guys have different reasons for being angry, but they're all focusing on one thing. And it's like we have to make sure we stop that. Oh, Simon, I'm sorry, boys. It's all about positivity.
Yeah. So Simon, man, he never ever fails to like blow me away.
Oh, he's amazing.
So I saw this. And it just, first of all, it's National Spider-Man Day a couple days ago, and it's just Spider-Man is on the mind. So Spider-Man's on my mind. And so when I saw this, I was just like, okay, this is nice, man. All the way down to the money bag. It's just everything about this is just well constructed.
He makes that NECA dial not look like it's a toy.
Yeah,
because sometimes like if you don't it's good in the background, but sometimes you see those bricks, you're like, it's got like some soft red light coming.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
and those cinder blocks are just. I have some props from Simon. Me and him made a trade on some stuff, and
Nice.
I got some 3D printed crates that I freaking love. But this is. I didn't see this. Did I see this? This is awesome.
Yeah, it's dope, dude. It's next. It's
Yeah.
next
Is that the
level.
new Rhino?
Yes, it
Yep.
is, man. And he
I think
went
it's
deep
dope.
with it. He went deep. And as gracious as he always is, he says, "Hey, thanks,
Mhm.
Sony A6 with a Sigma 55mm 1.4.
Mhm.
Right now, I live Mayfex and Mesco, and I ain't mad at you, Simon, because
Nah.
it's you. Those are great choices.
Mhm.
I just started diving into Mesco, so I'm excited for the journey.
It's a
But,
wonderful journey, brother.
Yep.
I'm seeing that already.
Never been mad. Never been mad about
Yeah,
a single Mesco.
yeah. I don't think I can be disappointed in whatever product I get from them. To be honest.
Yeah, and I haven't missed out on anything that I've wanted or anything
Okay.
except for one, the Michael
Mhm.
Myers, and
Oh,
because normally I'd get it at retail or
Yeah.
you know some I've won in raffles, but I went and I've been wanting the Mezco Myers for a while because I got all the horrors. I got the Leatherface pre-ordered. I shelled out extra, $60 plus retail. I
Right.
get the figure, and it's just even when like Myers doesn't have a lot of accessories, right? I totally forgot they give you the ghost, right? And I open it up and I immediately I have a Ash from Evil Dead buck that I don't use,
Yeah.
or I use for background from Mezco.
Mhm.
I pop that thing on, so I got both those bad boys in my thing, and Mezco's quality is just, except for one figure, but I love the figure, the Diabolique figure. It has some it's really rough with the feet. But I can't say a single thing bad because the accessories it comes with are just insane.
Right.
Mezco is you got to get on it because before you know it, it's gone. Like certain things will keep staying at retail, but certain things, it's going,
Yeah, it's done. One and done.
going 3x value.
Exactly. Easily. No,
And he shoots it. He just got the new Wolverine. Did you see today's shot? Was that today or yesterday's shot?
yes.
Like
Today's
I was
shot.
making reels for everybody, and in the Cool Kids table, and I saw Simon's shot, and I just went. And I think I typed in like the gift thing, no caption needed, and it said not found. I went, you're right, and I just sent it because it was just beautiful.
It's sick, dude. Killed it.
Absolutely beautiful.
Let's see here.
And the funny thing is, Simon, he changed his name because when he first started in the Cool Kids, it was spelled Simeon, and I'm sure so many people called him Simeon. And I've even joked around, and he's never told me. But I was like, how many times do people call you Simeon before you put the underscores in it, bro?
Damn.
At least Bever Clever is meant to be clever and meant to be a joke.
Right.
Like, it's meant to make people mess up. But he's a great dude too.
So this one is from Dan Hude, and again, like sometimes the shot just, if it's something that I'm already geeking out over, then when I see a shot that involves that, it's an instant grab for me.
Which it hits that much harder.
It does, and this one, this is some of the best. The last season of Clone Wars was amazing. It just was. It was just better than some of the live action by far. And this with Ahsoka and Maul is just like, I saw it and I was like, okay, this is easy. This is amazing. It's easy.
See, that's why I was speaking on what you were talking about. Like you were like, I need, you see this and you're like, I was on the fence. Now I got to get it. That's why that's like one of the things that kind of blow me away about this medium, like our art is that like a lot of us do more for toys than toy companies are doing for, what I mean, for them. Because and they don't realize it. And I think that might be a gift and a curse, right? Because why do they need to go hire people when we're pumping out free shit like this or free stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, like, how many people bought this figure because of this photo? Like, I'm sure it wasn't just one or two. You know what I mean?
No, that's the whole, like you said, it's a blessing and curse. But that's the whole fun thing about the whole toy community, toy photography. It creates enablers, and I'm okay with being a enabler. I'm okay with being enabled on, because sometimes it's like the companies themselves, they just take it for granted that
right, and that's your prerogative, man. Like
it's like
you know what I mean, and because they're thinking about the bottom line and
right.
this,
That's
that, and
right.
the other, and it's like, and I'm not kidding. Like some of my closest friends have like a lot of followers, and we try to reach out to people. And there was even a time I like took a couple. I was a marketing major, and I was just like, hey, let me represent you, and I was emailing companies, Extreme Sets, Beast Kingdom, this, that, the other, and it's like they don't want them, they don't need us, man. Like
Right.
it's basically like the head of the cobra. You cut one off, another one will come up, and but at the same time, like I can appreciate the heck out of this. I mean, I'm not. I've never seen Clone Wars. Was it the TV show?
Yes.
Yeah, I never watched the TV show. I mean, I like Star Wars. I love Mando. Rogue One's my favorite, right? But still, this like I can't that set that he's got. It's like I think is that like the SSD9 or whatever that.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
There's like a certain like people like it's when Star Wars made sets or whatever. Like this has this another piece of art. Like there's definitely love and the posing. Like that foot is can sometimes look so bad. I actually literally have something posed like that. That's worse. Like this looks like she's doing a defensive guard, man.
Exactly. And again, it's like again the manufacturers can come out with the product. Don't get me wrong, and I can want to buy it because okay, I like that character, I like that. But it's shots like these when you see the limitations or non-limitations of the actual action figure. That's what I think the toy manufacturers overlook. Is because
because they pay their people to do box art, right? They get the box art, they're done. You know what I mean? Now it's on everybody.
But they're not. It's not. They don't really show what imagination is. That's the whole thing with these toys. Are imagination. They're toys. And when a toy photographer gets out here and flexes the imagination of it, that's impressive, and it makes you go, okay, I need that figure, I need that set, I need this thing, I need that, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That is something that I think we all share. It's like the community of it.
And I feel, and you feel like you feel a part of that, like that, like if let's just for example, you see this, you're like, I was on the fence about the mall, boom, get it, right? It's like, why'd you get it? Oh, Danny, and it's in your head, right? And every time you look at it, the feeling, I'm getting goosebumps saying this, but the feeling you felt when you first saw this shot, right? It like you were saying, you run off that positivity. You see this shot, you're like, I'm going to get it. And then when you're doing your thing, it's just it snowballs into just a good feeling that's pure. Like there's nothing bad about it. You know what I mean?
Osmosis photography. I love it. This one, Soka Fig.
Oh, that's sick.
And it's just sometimes
nice balance.
I just like a shot that is just displaying the figures, just pushing the figures to the limitation of their posability, and that's what works for me oftentimes. It doesn't have to be
a great use of that accessory piece too.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be elaborate background, elaborate this done. It's just figure flexing, showing the figures in their nature. And I saw this and I was just like, all right, this is dope, dude. This is dope. And probably the thing that stood out to me the most, because I always try to look for the thing that grabs me most about the shot.
Is it behind Spider-Man?
Nah, it's Reed Richard.
Really?
It's Reed's attitude.
And that like arch that arch that he's got?
It's Reed, just like Reed's like, it's, he's shouting out commands. He's going, okay, this is how we're going to handle this. And whoever they're up against, he's got the plan together for them to make it work. And it's all in how he's like I guess what it is that I'm a comic book junkie. I know these characters because I dive deep. I think I have like something like 7,000-8,000 comic books or whatever. So I got all the lines of all the characters, all Fantastic Four issues, all Thor. I got all. And when I see
You
the
storyboard
comic
it in your
book-
head. You see the actions that are going on
when I
at
see a
right here, right
comic
now.
book panel, this interpreted it through the actions of the figure. It's nostalgia for me, and it's just like, okay, this is what I wish I would have had, 20 years ago when I was purchasing this comic book. If I would have had a figure, if I had a figure of this comic book at the same time I had that comic book, I would have been in heaven. And
Somebody commented that in the Cool Kid. They made that meme. Like, I started collecting. I collect only what I grew up on, right?
Right.
And like, so I mean, I am a big nostalgia buff. So my whole thing is, I'm a 80s baby and a 90s kid. So my babysitter was the television, right?
Yeah.
I was watching a movie. I was watching Die Hard at 7. Freaking. I mean, anything I wanted on television, this, that, the other, and it was Batman the Animated Series, Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, and Jurassic Park. I remember the Christmas I got the whole Jurassic Park line. Like, nice. I could play it over. So like and those figures are horrible. When I used to play with figures, I used to move the leg because I wanted it to be real. And my one friend who I've still been friends with, we met at like 7, 8 years old. He was the first one to show me you just grab it and play like this, right? And ever since then, like, that's how I did it. But I was like, I always wanted something with some more posability.
Yep.
And that is how it started. And for me, it tends to be a lot of nostalgia. But also, like, when you have the Build-A-Figures for Marvel Legends or anything like that, like, their toys are just so good that I'll buy a line and I'll research the figures, right? I'll research the people. I'll look it up, right? I want to know who it is. I want to get to know this thing because I want to play with it the way it should be. Because a lot of us didn't have tech like this when we were kids.
That's right. No, not at all.
And now we still have that feeling, and we have the ability to do this stuff. That, I mean, it is insane what they do with action figures right now. And the Marvel Legends, that's $20. That thing is nuts. That thing is nuts. I probably would have been more into toys if they were like more into Marvel if they were like that. Because I was just stuck on Batman. I was a Batman junkie. But the things that the Marvel Legends line do, I'm sure it just tickles the geek bone of so many people.
Oh, it does, man.
And that's why they continue to. I mean, I love that they can balance on there. That's insane.
That's dope, dude. So SokaFix says, "Thank you guys. All I use is a Canon EOS Rebel T7 and a ring light mixed with some natural light from my window. For my favorite line, I have to say Legends because that's my main collection. That's my main collection too. I'm a completist, so I got damn near every Marvel Legend that they made because why not?
Because you can, right?
Well, and because I got the comic book, so I want all the
right.
If they make a figure of the book of the character in the comic, I'm gonna get it. That's like that. I think this is my last one.
DP.
Primus, and man, I have obviously I have a love-hate relationship with Todd McFarlane action figures.
Yeah, tell me about it.
But leave it to Dark to make me happy, even though I can't ever see myself buying these figures. He makes me. This is my vicarious living through his shots of the McFarlane figures, because when you do shots like this, I'm like, okay, damn it, McFarlane, you pissed me off, but I love
super hit or miss, and more miss than anything.
Mostly miss, but
if anything is going to make you want to grab one, it'd be DP shots. I know this. I've met him many times. He's from the Bay Area.
Nice.
And he used to frequent the shop I used to be at all the time. And it was super weird because a buddy of mine had the shop, and like we were just I was hanging out and talking with who I thought was a customer one day, and he knew who I was, and I was like, oh really? And then I look on him, and since then it's just like a constant camaraderie of just like like when I'd see him saying what's up, his stuff, some of the stuff he does is like he's got like a shot with the GI Joes coming out of the helicopter. That is just next level. Like speaking of wanting as a kid, there was a brief amount of time I loved GI Joes, and Duke was my dude, right?
Mhm.
and I have all the classifieds, but I could not make them look like DP made them look. If I how hard I try. I mean, I felt like it was insane. I felt like that's how I saw them as a kid, you know. And
Right.
this is even more on point with that. Is that Ultraman?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love those. The Crime Syndicate, right? Like,
Yes.
who
Forever
did
Evil.
the line? Who did the line? I had all these, but it was a different line. There was a
Was it,
line like 5 or 6 years back.
Is it
And they weren't
icons
great.
or icons or which one?
It wasn't icons
No,
because they
it
were
was,
big. Maybe it was icons, but it was
No,
some DC scrapped, right?
it
Like,
was a DC one.
but like, God, I love that. I love this universe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They're just
One of my favorite DC animated movie is Crisis on Two Earths. That's my favorite.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love that.
That's a
I
good one.
watch that
I
thing
love
regularly.
Superman Earth One. Yeah, all that stuff.
Watch it
Like
regularly.
one of what is it? He lands and the Kents are like crackheads, right? That's why beating on each other. You beat you, and then he comes in, finds it's such a cool what I call Elseworlds, but you know,
Yeah.
now people call them multiverse because
Yep.
Yeah.
growing up, it was like the Batman
Elseworlds,
Elseworlds
yeah.
stuff, right?
So Dar says, thank you so much for featuring my pic on your Instagram. Really appreciate it. I use a base from an old Venom statue for the Gargoyle landing.
Oh wow.
And a photo backdrop for the background. Pretty simple setup. My favorite toy line to shoot is Marvel Legends. Thanks again. Yeah, Marvel Legends, dude. Like, yeah, we know. Everybody knows.
Everybody's Marvel Legends.
They're doing it.
They're not gonna let you down. They can
Mm-hmm.
their ankles can stand. They
You're right.
you can get them into the
Their
crouchiest
eyes are
of
straight
crouch.
forward.
Yeah, and some of them, if you feel like doing it, they're good customizers too. They're
Dude, I keep asking. I mean, a little bit of hair dryer, man. I make figures all the time, and it's just. I mean, and Hasbro went crazy. It's even easier with the classified series.
Yes.
Hasbro's got it. McFarlane, you know, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And like I'm a huge Batman fan, and I have maybe 2, 3. Like I love the new Batman movie. Didn't buy a single figure. Oh, actually, I did. I bought one Riddler, and then I bought 3 more. So I have a gang of Riddlers.
Oh, nice.
Which I'll do a shot with. But like other than that, I have the White Knight. I love the White Knight. The White Knight figure's great. I have Azrael or
I have him too.
That figure's horrible. Like
and Lobo.
I have a Mezco stand holding him up.
Damn.
And the White Knight comic is like just one of my favorites. And he's got so much. He's just like he's putting out like that monster truck, which I think is cool. I just ran into the Bat Cycle from the movie that was half price, so I bought 2. Like that's cool. But like his figures sometimes are just like, man, give me.
They're stuck in the 90s. They're stuck in the 90s, man. He needs to come forward.
Decom. Oh, I love this.
Yeah,
Decom. This is another buddy of mine.
Yeah, this is my first shot, Decomp. I actually just ran across this guy this week.
Really?
He was pulled up showed up in my feed, I guess. But yeah, I was looking through his gallery, and this shot, man, I'm a huge Turtles fan.
Yes.
And just talking about elaborate setups, like he uses every inch of what he has in the shot. Like there is so much little details to unpack. And I love how like even like the lighting and just the accessories themselves match the time period for these movies.
Right.
It's 91. It's 91. And my TV lost some red value, and it's getting a little bit of the green tint with the yellow, and every like those cupboards, that couch.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time, like setting the scene and like time error, it can be rough, man. But Decom's always done it. I mean, he has some really crazy stuff that I absolutely love. I sent him accessories before, custom made some Blockbuster video stuff for him, and some Home Alone stuff. I made the Blockbuster video, and then the Angels with dirty faces or whatever, and he's used them. But like his accessory set is on par with mine. now that I've got a little bit more. This is just, let's see if we can. This is from yesterday's shot. God damn it. Here we go.
Oh,
I have so this is just part of my tub of little things. And one of my favorite things to do is what he does. It's like the placement is there. There are times where I'm like looking and I go, I need something here. I need something there. And I put some, doesn't work. And then by the time it's done, it really just, it doesn't look like a thing's out of place. And it's a chaotic mess, but it's the movie.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He did a great job of really filling in the shot and just pulling your eyes in different directions just to look at every detail. Doesn't look like he responded.
No, he didn't respond yet, but this is nuts, man. This is.
But yeah, I had a conversation with him today. Super good dude.
Oh yeah, he's a big NECA collector. He does a lot of other stuff too. He does some of my favorite horror shots and whatnot.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, Rob's a brother. He is a outstanding member of this community, and he's less known. Like it's one of those things. There's just so many people just under the radar that
right.
I think about like, how's this fool not designing sets for movies? Like
right.
It takes a skill to do this, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's something I pride myself in doing, and sometimes I fall flat and sometimes I nail it. Because you have to know what you have and you have to know what you want and what you may want and try different things and then come up with this insane this thing. It's alive. This thing's alive.
Yeah, it is actually. It's good analogy. Good metaphor, because it is actually, it does feel like the actual shot from it, and it feels like it would be in motion, and this would actually just continue the story.
I can feel the sexual tension.
Toots.
Hey,
all right, Toots. Yeah, this we've featured him on the Pic Bar a few times before, but Heno Eye Figures, man, this dude never fails to impress. Like this shot is talking. You want to talk about cinematic? Like this is dark. This is grungy. Like this is Gotham City. This is Batman and the Joker. Like I love the lighting and the details on this. Like it's incredible.
What grabs me is Joker's actual his reaction, his expression.
Oh, it's total. It's total like he's having fun.
Yep.
Like give me back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's like perfect, man.
It really is. It's like he's like antagonizing this at the other, and then Batman goes, "I got you, bitch."
Yeah, he's just having fun with it.
Dude, this that's what again. It's always those crazy little things that draws me into a shot, and it's Joker's personality expression that makes this. It takes it to another level for me.
The mood.
So funny.
Go for it.
No, I was gonna say funny story. When we were selecting our shots, we throw all of our picks into our group chat with the four of us, just so that way we can see everybody's. And I actually sent 2 shots from the same person because oh man, I was having so much fun going through his gallery, and then I realized
didn't register.
No, I was just having fun, and I was going back to our group chat, and I was that's the same dude twice. But yeah, it's amazing shots. Everything is so cinematic, lighting on point, poses, just
the lighting and mood. I feel like they're dancing in that pale moonlight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like, there's a thing with that angle too, right?
Yes.
Because he's not. He's dead. He's like centered, but it's another moving picture. Yeah, it's in motion. And is that a thug falling back there?
Yeah.
Yep.
It
is.
Yeah. Batman was like,
right.
And Joker's like, oh, please hit me. Oh.
Come on, bats. Do it.
Stop flirting.
But he says, wow, thank you guys a lot for featuring my photo on the YTGB Pic Bar. I really appreciate that. I often shoot figure photos with iPhone 11 Pro and edit them with the Snapseed app. My all-time favorite figure is Batman, especially figures from the Mezco brand. Thank you guys again.
Hey,
Yeah,
we said
doing
it earlier. Mezco, you
doing
can't
incredible
go wrong.
work.
Can't go wrong.
And the phone, incredible work.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope, dude. That's
Mhm.
really dope. Nah, there you go. The humor. Humor always gets me.
Oh yeah, this was a showstopper. One of those where you're just scrolling through and one just instantly grabs you like this. Oh, I'm gonna fudge this up. Figure redo brunette action figure. I hope I got that right. If not, sincerely apologize.
Brunette?
But
Yeah,
like, Brunette, yeah.
I've got the.
But yeah, like this. But it's
Just
just the creativity in this shot.
That's
like
Beast Kingdom.
This, yeah.
I have the Buzz Lightyear.
Mm-hmm.
Since you got it for me for my birthday one, and you can do it with those eyes. And I've been meaning to get that Woody.
Yeah, dude. I got the I recently got the Rebel Tech Buzz, so I need a Woody to go with him, and this will be perfect. But yeah, like this is just amazing. Like the lighting, the recreation of the movie shot. Like, oh, I'm touching myself today.
Yeah, feels like it scales. It's real nice.
Yeah,
right.
It
smells like a Saturday.
Oh man!
But yeah, just incredible shot. Did they reply?
Let me see. I'm still looking at the shot. He's thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. No, thank you.
This is and again, it's creativity. For me, it's always when they be creative. It just pushes the envelope. It pushes
taking something and putting their own spin on it. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, because when your feed's coming up and you're scrolling through, when you see this, you're like, "What the hell?"
You stop,
right?
Yeah, you screech.
Yeah.
Let me
am I looking at what I think I'm looking at?
Right.
And even if like at the end of the day you didn't really like care for it, you could at least be like, "That's some interesting stuff right there." Like,
yeah,
all right, man, all right, I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yep.
And
that is just hilarious.
And we say all the time, like you can definitely tell through somebody's shot how much fun they had setting up.
Right.
And you can definitely tell that they had a lot of fun with this because it definitely shows through.
It's the personality.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
All right. I think this is my last shot from Trippy DDD times 3. Yeah, like this is just for me a very unconventional shot because it's a vehicle shot. But I appreciate it because I love, and so they actually have a behind the scenes shot, and this is all real. Like that's like the little cherry grenades in the back.
He's 4th of July in it.
Yeah, it's all practical. Like the setup he had, and this, it's incredible.
A slow shutter speed probably to pick up that and then some smoke, some lights.
Yeah, and then he had like a duster like blowing the dust up for it. Oh, it was fantastic work went into this. And I just love the lighting too that they chose.
And I think that's one of the things that I really do appreciate. And like I was saying, like I do, if you learn Photoshop or whatever, it's one thing. But like, not only did he do this photo, right? Like, and maybe you could take a picture and do that in Photoshop, but he was out there like 5 years old again, right? And like, and now an adult being able to like do whatever he wants. It's something that like I like feel in the photo that like this made his day. He had so much fun doing this. Like, and it shows, man. Like, it's super cool.
So Triple D goes, this picture came from a pause in my latest reel where I blew off a crackling landmine behind my 112th Dragonfly helicopter printed by Time Traveler Workshop. I take all my photos on my Galaxy S10 Plus and use Snapseed for editing. My favorite figure right now is the Night Ops Steel Brigade. Thank you for selecting my photo. Thank you for selecting my picture. I love taking them and I hope it shows. Oh, dude, it definitely shows.
I appreciate that honesty too with the Snapseed because I from time to time I'll use Snapseed, but only for one
Oh, I
tool.
love Snapseed.
You can do a lot with Snapseed, like brighten stuff up. This and that. I love the healing tool because sometimes like I can't get like a ground a certain type of way, or the depth is off, and I've broken it down. I'm like, I'll cheat a little, but I'm not gonna lie about it, you know.
Right.
So like, yeah, like, and especially to help people too. Like I tell people, you know, it doesn't always got to be practical. Like,
Right.
you know, do you like at the end of the day, like who's gonna throw you in toy jail? And I don't mean to say that like that, but I'm just like, if somebody's out there, and I don't care if they do it and they're at the top of the game, but if they're out there like saying anything about another, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
right.
If you're doing well and you're at it, and you come at somebody that's pretty shallow, and if you're at the bottom and not doing anything, that's pretty mean, man. Like, let people breathe, have fun with toys, like, because like a lot of the stuff, like I put in a lot of work in my stuff, and you know, sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of times shots that I think are horrible, other people think are good, vice versa. But the whole point is that you're doing it. Like, just do it. If you're not doing it, keep your mouth shut. If you are doing it and you have something to say about, say it respectfully, and see if they want to hear it first, because we don't need to be going out there telling everybody how to live their lives, right?
That's right.
But at the end of the day, be cool to just be like, all right, do you, man, and be happy. If you're happy doing it, do it.
Nah, that's dope. No, I think you got
one
more.
One more. Yeah. Diddy Kong comes from Davian.
God, I'm back in the mines.
Yeah, dude, this takes me back to Smash, right?
I have PTSD from that. Thank God for Diddy Kong Racing.
Dude, Diddy Kong Racing. That was one of my first 64 games I ever had.
Nice.
And crazy times.
Tons of fun. And this like the depth of it and what he has in the background, is that practical or is it digital?
I'm not sure.
Hard to tell.
Yeah. Hey, and if it's hard to tell,
you
know, abracadabra.
Right? Hey, I mean, it all works. At the end of the day, it's a badass shot. I love how, just the colors and just it looks like Smash Brothers is about to happen. Love the Nintendo logo on there that he did. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say it looks like the box art.
Yeah.
It just looks like the box art. That's amazing. That's
yeah, you can't fake something like that.
It's like the box art.
Even if there's something digital or this, that, the other, like I'm having a hard time not believing he's about to start like, you know, getting down some bananas. Yeah. I'm like, and Toad keeps.
I hear the music in my
Toad
head.
keeps looking like I'm like looking at Toad, and then I'm back at Diddy, and then back at Toad, and then clearly that like whatever grass thing he used, that's something. That's like it's on par. It's like box art.
That's dope, dude.
Super dope. He just says, "Thank you so much, YTG Pic Bar." Nah, thank you, man.
Right.
Super dope shot, dude.
I love that you guys say that, because like anytime I will like comment on people's photos, like the real ones get back. Darth Primus is one of them. Anytime I share his stuff, thanks for doing it. It's like, dude, thank you. Like seriously, thank you, because it's stuff like this that like fuels the fire, man. Like it's like your buddy's playing and doing some cool stuff, and you want to get in on it, right? Like your buddy's wrestling in the backyard, you want to go wrestle. Your buddy's posing some cool toys, you want to post some cool toys. And when somebody can do something that you think is cool and that you could try and do it, why not try and do it? And because we did it as kids, right? Created worlds. Like that's what my bio says. I'm a bubble maker and a world builder, because it's like and then the joke is, you know how people have their camera and it says, you know, Canon, this is mine says Nokia 3310, you know, the ones you used to play Snake on.
Yeah.
But it's like it's one of those things. Like we're creating worlds. Like a lot of my stuff goes beyond one photo, and some stuff is never even shown. But it's some of my favorite stuff, you know. And like, and if I'm not showing stuff, or if certain stuff, like what are other people not showing? And
that's
like,
true.
it should always be, yeah. If somebody's out there promote, like you two, like you guys rock, like straight up. Like, I swear to God, homies for life. Like yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. You guys, everything you're about,
Thank you.
is just should be how it is, and it seems so few and far between, man. Because this can be a very selfish, whatever you want to call it, hobby art,
right.
And people can be down on others and down on themselves and stuff. It's just good to know there's two dudes out there, and whoever else you got in your stable actually doing good for the community and actually believing in community. Like there's a thing. There's one thing to say community. There's another thing to have a community.
Right.
There's another thing to be part of a community. And it's one of those things that when negative stuff comes my way, and I don't always have the best shoots, and I meet people that we don't get along, and this, that, the other. That doesn't deter me from continually putting my hand out and continually trying to help people, and just continually trying to show others. That's my thing. That's my goal, to show others that there's good people out there.
Right.
Exactly.
There you go. That's what it's about. Because there is.
Yep.
There is.
Bottom line,
you'll find it. You just have to get through. You just have to keep. You have to have faith that, like, for every 5, you'll find one. For every 5 people, you'll find one good person. But the thing is that one good person will be worth 20 people.
Yeah.
So those other 4 won't even matter, and they shouldn't, because if they're.
I can honestly say that I've met some of the best dudes in this hobby
Me too.
that have ever existed. Like this community is incredible, and there's so many new people out there who are maybe discouraged because, like, they put all this work. Yeah,
it's scary, and that was the thing. Going back to putting your stuff on the internet, like you're putting a piece of yourself out there. Like you have. This isn't just. That's why like when I was talking about my friend, who he was talking about how he didn't like the negativity of certain things, and he's like, and he said that, but we're just some men, we're just some grown men playing with toys. I've heard that so much, but only from negative people. And I know this guy. I've known this guy. He's positive. I go, stop saying that. Don't you say that again. Like, what you do is art, and he does. He creates art. Some of the most elaborate little things that on lines that I would never like or create. And it's like, don't let anybody tell you or change your view on what you do. You have to stand by it, and you have to stand up for it.
That's right.
Because if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything, and you won't be happy. Yeah. You have to put your foot down and just keep going and meet people, and you'll find them. I promise you'll find them. But if you don't have the heart, if you don't have the toughness of skin to, like, take on the internet, I understand that too, man. Like, because people are vicious out here.
They are, man.
They've been vicious, man. Like, they just want to ruin some. Misery loves company. They want to ruin someone's day.
So true.
And when you're putting in the, like, I mean, I love toy photos. I love toys. I love this, right? Like, so if I do something and somebody comes at me, like, out of pocket or sideways, like, you better believe I'm gonna have a certain thing or two to say about it, because I love this. Like, I promote positivity. I love positivity. Has got me where I'm from. And if there's one thing that I don't mind doing is dying on a hill. Like, a lot of the times, the people that are out there saying the stuff they're saying and being the people they're being don't really know anything. They don't know toy photos. They don't know what they want. They don't know the people out there that will stand up and want to stand up for people, so people don't have to feel scared or ashamed, right?
No. And that's an excellent segue into what Samurai Chris just said. Before I go, I just wanted to shout out Green Geek for inspiring my John Wick post on IG. The inspiration came from his black and white tone Power Ranger pick. I appreciate it, brother. So see,
Oh
that
no,
right
I
there,
appreciate
credit
you,
is
man.
due.
Thank you.
that's
That
it
means
right
a lot.
there.
Credit
That's
where
what we're
credit is
talking
due
about.
too.
Mm-hmm.
So many times people don't like. That's why anytime I would mimic, like before the table talk, anytime I would be inspired by someone, I wanted to make sure that they knew. I always say we do nothing alone, right? Like,
Yes.
you're only as good as the people you keep around you, right?
Yep.
And like it should be. It's not said enough because a lot of people don't, want to deal with it. But like, I'm inspired by your stuff. I love your work. And this was because of you. And it's like that anytime credit is given, because people could just hold back on it and then soak in all the glory, right? But they want to go out of their way to be like, dude, you're doing what you're setting out to. And that's probably the most rewarding thing for me.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
That's what it's like. I said, it's comments like his just lets me know that I think we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Right.
I think we're doing right, and that's all. I think I had a conversation about this yesterday in one of the chats. I was like, dude, just try to do right. There's enough people out there doing wrong. Just try to do right. And if people are doing wrong, let them know that they're doing wrong so they can see that, am I making a mistake? Can I learn from that? Because mistakes are always learning lessons. And
give people credit. Yeah, give people the credit to change and stuff like
yes,
that. Like,
there you go.
don't automatically assume that a person is a certain way,
Right.
and that's exactly how they are, and they can't be changed.
Exactly.
I'll just keep extending your hand. The people that slap your hand away need it more than anybody, bro. Like, real talk. Like, and then eventually you'll find you'll be like, it's a lost cause, and there are lost causes out there. Some people are like, there's no lost causes. It's like, no, man, some people can't be swayed, and you need to be okay that you're not going to like everybody. You're not going to be okay with everybody. Not everybody's going to like you. But if you continue to do right will be done by you. And the other people are missing out on something that makes me pity them. And I don't have to tell them I pity them for them to know it, because, if I'm talking to you, I want to be part of your life. I want to help you. I want to boost you, even if there's some negativity. But eventually, man, if it gets to a point, you sometimes just gotta go. You know what? Go. I don't want you. It's what's that Tupac? It's like, it's not that I don't want you to eat, just not at my table. Like, you're not my kind of people. And then just bow out gracefully. And I think there's something nice about that too. Just to be respectful. Let somebody be an angry troll. I mean, everybody.
No,
that's what it's all about. Just be respectful at the end of the day.
It is, man. It really is, man. Well, I think we'll wind it down, man. First of all, just thanks, Beaver Clever, for coming on, brother. We appreciate it.
You're always Beaver Cleaver.
Like, thank you, bro. Really, seriously.
Like, my buddy, I gotta tell this story. My buddy and I were wasted. When we used to have this crazy party out, and we're wasted, and we're just sitting on the floor, and like, we're both very clever people. I love words. I love riddles. I love things that trick the mind, right? And I gotta give credit to him, because he came up. He doesn't remember coming up with it, and I told him, because at the time I didn't have an Instagram, and we were gonna try to do some comedy, different type of like skits and stuff.
Yeah.
And he came up with Beaver Clever in the writing, and it was just like the fact that I remember, like, a couple months later, somebody that I worked with was like, "You're Beaver Cleaver on Instagram." And I went, "Oh, it's fucking working. It's working." And then it became this thing that, like, I would never. There'd be people pronounce my name on like stories or on like on raffles, and I'll just let it go. I'll just let it go. 'Cause that's the joke. That's the joke. You're either know or you know or you don't, and it's just a funny thing that it clearly is clever. You do not spell cleaver like that, like clever girl, right? We've all seen that shirt.
Yeah.
But the mind associates it, and don't get me wrong, I grew up on my parents are much older. I was adopted late in life, and so like I was growing up on the original Beaver Cleaver, or the movie when I was a kid. I loved me and my sister. She's 2 years younger, so it's like it's a nice dichotomy of both of the things. But at the end of the day, it's just my little like okay, who's a real wordsmith? Because I love words. I'm a writer. I use words have weight. I use them wisely, and it's super fun. And it's like it's not meant to be malicious. It's just a funny little mind game. You know what I mean?
No, but that's that again. As I think we might have said several times tonight, creativity, bro. That's what.
Hey, and that name is clever AF, right? It's clever.
Yes, that's the
clever.
fun stuff about it, man.
Be ever clever, man.
And we got to thank Samurai, Chris jumping in, Unworthy, Cox Crate, AB, No Chewing, Toy Addict came in, even though he's feeling sick, so get better, brother. Rabbit Stand came in. Let's see who else came in. Well, make sure I get everybody. I think I did. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thank our guests. Go check out what our guest is doing.
No, thank you. Thank you guys. You guys are doing a lot of work. And I am very, very happy to be on this party.
He's a very nice.
He's very nice.
Yeah.
And I gotta go follow you. Is your Instagram Green Geek 88?
Oh, see.
What's your phone number? How come we can do accents for Italians and it's not a bad thing?
Right?
I don't know. I think it's just because I think it fits with Mario, to be honest.
Yeah, Mario wasn't, pushing.
We didn't grow up playing those games. I think yeah. It's like we grew up playing them damn games, so they kind of forced it upon us.
I'm kidding. My dream job would be voiceover. I do voices, and I love doing voices. I love doing accents, and I hate that's a thing that you can't do certain ones and certain things.
Yeah.
It's like nothing makes sense. So if nothing makes sense, everything, do what makes you happy.
Well, the problem is, and this is my tiny little soapbox. There's just not enough joy and happiness in the world, man. If there was more joy and happiness in the world, people would be more chill.
Yeah, I talk about that all the time.
It wouldn't be problems, but people make problems because, as you said earlier, people are having a bad day, so their bad day eclipses everyone else's because they can't deal with their own things internally. And know, as you said, if there ain't nothing good to say, know when to not say something.
I think that's one of the most important things. Like, you really need to just know yourself. Like I said, if I'm gonna comment something, even if it maybe, let's say it may be taken the wrong way or this, that, I still have to be in a good headspace. My intent has to be good, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm coming up with stuff on a bad day where I can't gauge my intent, I'd rather not say it. It saves me the time, because we talk about this all the time, of that, like, it's the reason why if you do a positive movie review, it gets 5 views. But if you bash a trailer or bash whatever, it's got 30,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I said, people just, it's rough, man. This ain't easy.
That's why I purchase and play and take pictures of toys, because it reminds me of stuff that ain't rough.
It really is an escape. It's an escapism to an extent.
It is.
But to justify that, like, I think that's why I do what I do, and collect what I collect and stuff like that. Because in general in life, I'm a minimalist. I have a couple pairs of shoes, couple pants, couple different shirts, this at the other. Very plain Jane. But when it comes to my collection, whatever I'm collecting at the time, there's always like passion and love, because I need something, because you got to deal with the world so much. You need something to be able to suck you out of it, right?
Yep.
And then, like I said, every day I could find a reason to be angry and give out negativity. But the harder we try to find like the positive stuff, and when it isn't positive, just keep our mouth shut.
That's right.
Like, maybe we're better for it, but all I can say is I know what I'm doing. When people get my intentions misconstrued or who I am, this, that, the other, I know what I'm trying to do. Sometimes I may fall short, but I always say, shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Be happy when you land on the moon. There's a win in everything. There's a win in loss. There's a win in.
And thank you, Rabbit Stand.
Rabbit.
Thanks, Rabbit Stand. Appreciate it. And what is it? There's always booze. Of course there is. There is always booze. But
I hear opium's a hell of a drug.
that's for Hops and Heroes. He does
Hops.
Yeah, Hops
Right.
does that stuff. So that's man. But yeah, thanks again, brother, for joining us. Thank you everybody for joining us. We will be back on Sunday with Yimbo reviews and with the Lazy Boys having fun and opening toys. And yeah, that's what we do, man. We try to keep the spirits up because that's what it's about, man.
You guys are two awesome dudes. Like,
thank you, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it,
man. Thank you, man. So on that note, we're gonna peace out of here. We'll see all you guys on the flip side. And have a good night, man. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Thank you for joining
Y'all
us.
too, guys. Bar's closing down.
Latest.
Peace.
Hello? Is this thing on?